Flat Earth Festivals presents Flattoberfest 2023, an international flat Earth event in Las Vegas, Nevada at Samstown Hotel and Gambling Hall. October 21st and 22nd. Featuring Jason Lindgren of Secrets of Saturn and the Crow 777 radio show, and Ben Balderson of Odin's Alchemy. From the UK, Dave Murphy and Mark Devlin. 2 full days, all day. Presentations and live music with Jaron Campanella and Austin Whitsitt. Meet most of the Globebusters crew in real life. With Amanda Vollmer and Greg Reese of the Reese Report and InfoWars. And of course, the creator of the Flat Earth Clues, Mark Sargent. And David Weiss, the creator of the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Live music by Chief Crow and the Flat Earth Worms. That's right. Go to flattoberfest.com. Good rising, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B. And it is another fine moon day, September 11th, and the moon is going towards the no moon phase. We have like almost no moon right now, 11%. It was very dark last night. Couldn't see anything because it was cloudy and there was no moon. So that's where we're at this month, and it is the 22nd anniversary of that tragic event that took place on September 11th in New York City. So I have a little meme show on replay here in honor of 9/11. I don't know that I want to talk about it a whole lot. It's not something I normally talk about. I am not as versed in it as, let's say, Brian Stavely. But, we can talk about it if somebody wants to bring it up or whatever. I don't really care. If it comes up. But, I don't really want to focus on it. I feel like, every year we do. Everybody knows. So I just thought it'd be fun to have some memes on rotate there. We could turn them off and on as we please. So shout out to Benny Boy. Thank you for reminding me to start the Rockfin stream. I did press go live and then go a step away for a second, and then I forgot to come back and hit the it's Jesus's B-Day today, right? Says Cody Bocephus. I don't know, maybe. Hey, Psyop within a Psyop. And Mark Wantraba, of course, Benny Boy, Chris, and Carrie. Good to see you, Carrie. On Rockfin. Matrix 6 on Rumble. Happy Moonday. Hey, we got a chatter on Rumble, you guys. That's cool. So, on the YouTubes, Richard Thompson, Red Under Blue Chan, Benny Boy, Sue Finelli, Mojo Shop, Alpine Endeavor, Anson Howard, J for Jonna, Matrix Exit, It's That Day They Want Us to Never Forget. Hi, everyone. Right? Why do they want us to never forget? Why do they say that? Why did never forget, like, come up as a thing there? Never forget how bad we screwed you over. Never forget that we will stoop to any level to screw you, the American people, completely over and take away as many rights as possible. Never forget that we suck. And since it is a call-in show, let me go ahead and make sure I get my phones open. That's something I always forget to do before I start the stream. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Usually people aren't trying to call in right off the bat, but let me just do that so it's there and I don't have to think about it later.
Welcome to the conference center. You are a host.
There we go. Call-in number is 848-222-2480. As you saw in the beginning, I did play a little ad because we do have an event coming up. It is called Flattoberfest, and Flattoberfest 2023 is happening. It is going to be an amazing time. Let me find my windows again. By the way, it is mid-September and the lockdowns aren't here, so can we stop spreading the fucking FUD for Flattoberfest now? Can we all just, get excited about having a good time and having an international flat earth event in Las Vegas, Nevada? Can we get excited about it now? Can we all stop going, oh, the masks are coming back, oh, they're gonna lock us down, oh, and stop spreading the fucking fear and FUD already? Over it. Saturday and Sunday of October 21st and 22, October 21st and 22nd, 2023. The hours of the event are 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. both days. Okay. I still need to take Rick Hummer off of this thumbnail, but it's like once I get going and I have certain things in place, I just don't ever go back to it, and I need to. I did take him off of the main website though. So this time, the event's going to be hosted by myself and Mark Sargent. Me and Mark Sargent have decided to take up the hosting festivities. Okay, so co-hosted by Karen B and Mark Sargent. That's what's going on. He's also going to be, Mark will also be opening the show. He's got my back, dude. He's in it for the long haul, dude. Mark is legit. I don't really care what anybody says. I don't want to hear any of this Mark is a shill shit. I keep seeing that shit. Every day somebody's got to say it. You know what? Fuck you. Also from the UK, we have Dave Murphy coming. Dave Murphy is old school flat earth, dude. He has been here from the very beginning, and he is a wealth of knowledge in just about every subject around it, as far as like studying the Bible. He's done a lot of study on scripture. Does a lot of study and has a lot of knowledge as far as alternative health. We all, he's very famous for the UT, the urine therapy stuff. And also with law. He's going to be doing a talk this year at the event called Navigating the Matrix. This is something that he's been doing all over the UK, but it's called Navigating the Matrix. And it's basically him telling you how to live in this propped up reality that they have set forth in front of us and how to maintain your sovereignty, how to live your life to your fullest, even though we have to deal with this bullshit, which I think is fabulous. I love solutions-oriented people. Also, we have from the UK, Mark Devlin. Mark Devlin is really great too. He has been doing a ton of speaking engagements, not even just in the UK, but other countries too. He'll be going, I think he's even in Australia or something like the week before Flattoberfest. So it's going to be a real treat to have Mark Devlin come, and he's got a couple different subjects he wants to do talks on for us at the event, musical truth and something that's flat earth related. He told me what it is, but I forget. Maybe I put it in here. Did I put it in here? I don't know. Well, he talks about, mind control, that stuff. And he wrote that book, Musical Truth. Yeah, Mark's great. You guys will love hearing Mark talk. I was with him at the Flat Earth Conference in Amsterdam of 2019 before the world went sideways. And his talk was great. He's a really great guy. He's really cool too. Very personable. Also this year, we have Amanda Vollmer. I'm very excited to welcome Amanda Vollmer to the Flattoberfest lineup. She's, you guys should be pretty familiar with her. She's yummy.doctor. She is like, what do you call it? A holistic doctor, naturopath. She's, again, a wealth of knowledge as far as alternative health goes and healing and stuff like that. And she is a staunch flat earther. So that's going to be great. Of course, we've got Jaron Campanella of Jaronism. Everybody should be pretty familiar with Jaron. So he's been doing some experiments, I think, or some measurements. And he'll be presenting them, I think, at the event. So that should be really cool. Also, we have Greg Reese from InfoWars and the Reese Report. And Greg Reese does a really good job of putting together videos and reporting on all those fringe subjects. And lately here, he's been getting more into the flat earth subject and talking about Antarctica and other things, other fringe topics. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, Mark Sargent. And then Austin Whitsitt. I think Austin's coming still. That dude is busy. He's just moved to Florida. But he should be there. Pretty sure he's going to be there. He assures me he'll be there. And then, of course, Ben Balderson of Odin's Alchemy. Ben Balderson is the resident alchemist, the resident flat earth alchemist, right? And I really love Ben because he talks the talk and walks the walk, right? Not only does he talk the talk, but he walks the walk. He has a lab, he does things, he knows how these things work in real life. And he has experience, and he talks about it. It's great. And of course, Jason Lindgren coming back to Flattoberfest. Jason is, of course, the co-host of the Crow 777 radio show, and he also is the host of Secrets of Saturn. And he always does really great presentations on social engineering, and he's very, very well researched, well versed, and does great presentation. So you guys will also enjoy whatever Jason brings, I am sure. And then that's me. I'll be there. I'm your hostess with the mostest. You'll have most of the Globebusters crew there, even though they aren't listed as presenters. Most of the Globebusters crew there. Oh, and of course, the Flat Earth Clock App is here because David Weiss will be there. FE Clock App equals David Weiss, right? We know this, right? I mean, maybe I should put him there with his own in there with it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll make a new thumbnail that's got David's noggin right there on his logo. So people get that, David will be there too. You'll be able to see David Weiss. There'll be tons of people there. But also Cammie will be there. Zach Zabala will be there. Kyle will be there. And then, of course, Jaron, Austin. I'm not sure about Iru. I don't know why I said Iru. I have not got confirmation that Iru will be coming. I don't know. I don't think so, but 90-ish% of everybody who's on Globebusters, of the Globebusters regulars, will be there. So there'll be lots of flat earth brains to pick in real life for you. It'll be lots of fun. Never forget, reinforce mass surveillance, government overreach, and endless war. Exactly. Zulu 1, good to see you. Richard Thompson, Apocalypsis. Freed Power, MFT. I need advice from her, Karen. From who? Who? Okay, now who? Oh, Amanda. You must be talking about Amanda. Metaphysics. Digging metaphysician, I'm digging the vibe here. Sweet. Bear tards. What are you talking about? Don't be mean. Metaphysician, why are you gonna come in here and be like, yeah, I like the vibe. Oh, look at the bear tard, and then shit all over the vibe. What the fuck, metaphysician? Who does that? Who does that? Why are you gonna get down on somebody just because they have bear in their name? Who fucking cares? No Despair Bear's cool. He's cooler than you at this point. Hey, that's a great idea, Ted. I can't do any cardio, really. And plus, I've been using my weight vest for the last month. Yeah, Ted's been working his butt off. Hey, Thunder Chicken. Good to see ya. Looks like a typical truther group getting along. Not exactly. Oh, okay. You have history? +20 years of chronic war, never forget. Exactly. Hey, Boston Ray. That's funny. Okay. As long as everybody's... We cool. Is everybody cool? We gotta be cool. We cool? Be cool. Bitch, be cool! Oh, hey, we got a caller. Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen B. Tony Coriolis.
How's it going?
Hey, doing good. So I just thought of something that, I listen to a bunch of, all the flat people and just everyone. I listen to a lot of people online. And some things like really resonate. So one Amanda Vollmer video that I listened to that I use it in a bunch of different ways. Like, so all these people that I listen to, I think of them all as like smart and I want to get information from them and stuff. But one time Amanda went on, and I have no idea how to find this video, but she was just saying something kind of like, just please guys, just do like basic research on it. Don't be hitting me with like elementary school questions, like look into it a little bit before you formulate your question. And I've just never forgot that, and I've kind of thought a lot more about it. So just a little, advice. Just I remember her putting out one video about how people just hit her up in the chat and everything with just basic questions like that show that you didn't even look into it at all. You're just trying to get like an answer from her. Mm-hmm. So I really just respect everyone that's going to be there. I'm going to have a great time. I'm sure I'm going to have some questions for some people just talking stuff out, but I'm going to be weary on, I'm not going to be like a vampire on them. Like, oh, I need this. Like, you have to, like, not at all. So I just remember sort of what that video meant. And yeah, just everyone just consider it, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. Well, she has a lot of videos on Catalog, and she has a good website with a lot of videos on her website that actually talk about a lot of problems that people have. So if you have a problem, it's really good to go on her website and like look around or search around for it, because she probably has a video talking in depth about most of the common problems that people have.
Yes, and that's exactly. She was getting questions on stuff. She already has videos like, come on, if you didn't even look at my website yet, you want to come here and make me stop my, live stream and answer you type of like. So I just really did. She made a really good point right there, and I haven't forgot it.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and hey, I got a little flex on everyone, I think. So I'm going to try to claim this as because of me. But my Speaker's Corner call-in, I talked about that Tell Me What You Love YouTube channel again.
Mm-hmm.
And now today's featured video on the Flat Earth app is Tell Me What You Love.
Oh, yeah. I think David has featured them before, though. He probably just forgot about them.
Oh, okay. I saw it, and it's right after I called in on Friday or Saturday about it, and I'm just like, oh my God, I hope David heard, but maybe he didn't.
No, he probably did.
Go quick to claim it as because of my calling.
You probably did remind him.
He probably did.
Probably was like, yeah, I'll put that on the app. You probably did bring it back to his attention.
And I'm completely honored by it. Thank you, David White. Can't wait to meet you. And then, hey, I don't got, a crazy big amount to talk about today, but I did want to ask you one question. So I heard that the rooms were full at Sam's Town, and then you said the rooms are not full, just the room block is full, right?
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, I really don't know. Like, you guys would have to call the hotel or try different websites. I'm not sure it can be booked through my link anymore, though.
Yeah, I already booked my hotel room, but when you said room block, I was like, oh shoot, I'm not connected to any room block. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I'm still going to be at the hotel, but I'm not going to be in with the room block.
No, it doesn't matter. It's
what
not
does the
like
room block mean exactly?
It just means that I requested a certain amount of rooms that is directly tied to my event that gives me a special link that people can book, from my website to the rooms that I specifically requested with a discounted price. Now, the discounted price, It's not like gonna make or break you. Like, don't feel bad you didn't get the discounted price. It probably saves you like $50 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm putting this all on credit card. I just want to get out there. I'm ready for this to go.
So that's what the room block is. It's not like they're all together, like next to each other, like it's a party block or anything like that. It's just me reserving a set amount of rooms to ensure that there were rooms to rent for people. I probably should have requested more.
Yeah.
But I hesitate to do that sometimes because if people don't fill the rooms, then it's like I'm responsible for like paying for rooms that don't get rented, even though I don't really think it would be a problem. I just don't like doing it because it freaks me out.
Yeah, no, I totally hear it. You're playing this all right, and I'm just super excited like everyone else. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, totally. Well, all right, Karen B, I'm out. I'm just at work today. I didn't have much to talk about, but wanted to mention those couple of things.
All right, well, yeah, well, thanks for calling.
All right, thank you as always.
All right.
Peace out.
Later. Can we all just get along, agree to disagree? What are you guys arguing about? Nothing? Hello, Lord Racer. Good times for all. Keto Cheeto. Any carnivores here? Yes. Yes. Hello, National Memorial Gardens. Yeah, I would consider myself technically an omnivore, but hashtag flesh eater. Carcass cruncher right here. Not ashamed. I tried that vegan diet and I could feel myself wasting away. I had no energy. Bleh. Screw that. The vegan diet's not for me. If you can survive on a vegan diet, good for you. More power to you. I cannot. I cannot. Ooh, brisket. Beef brisket is my favorite. Smoked beef brisket. Oh yeah, baby. That's my favorite. Mark's not a shill. He's just a nerd. Absolutely. I'm tired of hearing the fear-mongering about the lockdowns. Yeah, man. Fathead's Adventures in Homesteading. Hello, Fathead. Vegan diet is not for humans. I mean, I have to agree, MFT. If you can survive being a vegan, you are the exception and not the rule. Carnivore diet, lost 30 pounds in 60 days. Yeah, man. Okay, so that's what's up. I guess that's a good update on Flattoberfest. So it's still going on. So now we just wait for the day to arrive, right? Just get there, and it's party time. All right. Oh, and I forgot the whole time I was showing that I had my memes going over everybody's face. You can't even see my screen. If you can survive vegan, you're probably cheating. You know what they're doing? They're eating a shit ton of supplements. They got a freaking cabinet full of supplements instead of full of food. You know? That's what they're doing. I lost 175 pounds on meat, fuck bread and vegetables. Haha! Right? Hi, Cammy. So, let's see. I wanted to show you guys some stuff I've got today. Let me see. I'm gonna have to move my meme rotation here. I'm gonna put it over here. How about that? How about if I put it up just up here? There we go. And then you can see me. Not that you really need to, but you can. And let me move my camera down. Here, we'll just make room for the memes today. And I saw this thing today on Facebook. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot to share my stream in my chat. Share the stream if you don't mind, if you could, because I am on my backup channel and there are still people who haven't found me. Sometimes they come in and I'm like, there you are, you know. Did I share? I don't even know if I shared this on my Facebook. I don't think I did. Oops. Pin post. There we go. Don't judge a book. Some are heavier and eat more even though they look lighter. Harmless. Yeah. By the way, Ted, if you're listening, can you preheat the oven to 425? The top oven on convection, because I'm pretty sure my sourdough bread is almost ready to be baked. Like, I'm not going to say I don't eat bread. I like bread, but I love sourdough bread. Sourdough bread. That's my jam. I've been making sourdough bread, and I have a loaf that needs to be baked right now. It might be close. Ted knows what it's supposed to look like. I was sharing one of your old videos, probably what you got reported. Was your How I Came to FE video? No, I still have that one. Yeah, you know what's worse is eating processed sugar. And sometimes the carbs can go through your system and your body will process it like as if it is sugar, but eating straight up processed sugar is going to be way worse. If you can cut out that processed sugar, then it's okay to have a little bit of bread here and there. It's like it's not gonna mess you up. But I do have my weak moments. I have my sugar cravings. Like I made those blueberry lemon cheesecake bars. Man, those were good. There's Mark. I love sourdough bread. Karen and I have something in common. Want to go on a date? Jake the asshole should stream with Karen? Why? Why would I ever stream with that guy? He blocked me on Facebook a long ass time ago. Years ago he blocked me. Plus I have no interest talking to that guy. He sucks. I feel like you people just want to torture me. Like, Karen should go talk to this person and Karen should go talk to that person. I don't want to talk to these fucking people. You guys go talk to them. It's hard to bake with no gluten. Yeah, that's why I like sourdough, because the enzymes, when you ferment it, it pre-digests the sugar, the flour, and it's like, it's better. It tastes good. It's better for your digestion. It's good for you. It's nutritious. Wait, hold on. I gotta go find that thing that I was looking at today. Oh, you guys, check this out. Listen, there's an end of summer sale with Viking Cruises to go to Antarctica, and you only need a $25 deposit. Up to free international airfare, special fares, and $25 deposit booked by September 30th. Antarctica Cruises. It is a profound experience to set eyes upon Antarctica for the first time. Breathtaking vistas, otherworldly wildlife, and the journey itself leave an indelible mark on visitors. Here is a land of paradoxes, the world's biggest desert that is also the world's largest ice sheet, nearly 2 miles thick, virtually unexplored. Just 150 years ago, this continent belongs to no nation and is protected by an international treaty for peaceful scientific pursuit. Right. So anyway, $25 deposit, you guys. Who wants to volunteer? And what time of year do you go? And is it possible to see 24-hour daytime? Is it during summertime? Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. Antarctic Explorer. Learn more. Discover the last continent. This ultimate adventure takes you to the Antarctic Peninsula, where you will witness towering glaciers, snow-covered landscapes, immense icebergs, and once-in-a-lifetime wildlife viewing. In the footsteps of explorers such as Amundsen, Shackleton, and Scott, you'll be one of the few to discover the world's last truly wild frontier. See what it shows you.
Follow in the tradition of the great polar explorers, setting your sights on Antarctica with this fascinating 13-day itinerary. Your once-in-a-lifetime journey begins in Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires. Then it's on to Ushuaia, the southernmost city in the world. From here, you'll sail past legendary Cape Horn and cross the fabled Drake Passage as you head for the bottom of the world.
The bottom?
Antarctica.
The bottom of
This
the world.
is nature at its most flawless. An immense wild land of extremes and rugged beauty. A place so remote it eluded discovery until just 2 centuries ago.
What?
Norwegian Roald Amundsen,
lie.
the first man to the South Pole.
Bruh, Antarctica was on maps that were like 500 years old. So 2 centuries ago, they're trying to say it wasn't even discovered till 2 centuries ago. Is this really the bullshit they're trying to tell everybody now?
Described this place as a wonderful fairy tale in blue and white. In this extraordinary setting, you'll enjoy a week of enlightening, educational, and deeply enriching experiences. Each one designed to help you better understand the intricate details of this fabled continent. A majestic ecosystem only a tiny fraction of the world's population will ever have the privilege to see. Your purpose-built Viking vessel is an ideal base from which to explore and learn. A floating classroom sharing the science behind the otherworldly environment you're exploring.
That was a celestial
The ships
sphere.
of Vikings sail with a range of vessels designed to explore from the sea, making it
Turn
easy
down a
to
little bit.
investigate these stunning landscapes.
Are we gonna go on a
As you travel these
Antarctic
dramatic
cruise?
waters, your nature-based schedule will be optimized to take advantage of weather and, most importantly, wildlife viewing opportunities. You have a front row seat in nature's greatest theatre when Antarctica's locals decide to put on their display. And of course, in the spirit of discovery, you'll spend significant time on the continent's unspoiled shores, examining the extreme geology with expedition leaders.
With expedition leaders.
An exploration of Antarctica with Viking is an illuminating, rewarding journey. A profound, thought-provoking immersion into this remarkable place.
Kinda wanna go.
An unforgettable adventure where you are sure to be humbled by nature.
Not gonna lie, I kinda wanna go.
Your expedition
Shit's making me
concludes in
wanna go.
Ushuaia, Argentina.
But you
the
don't
world's
go, like,
southernmost city,
on shore.
where
You
you'll
just go to
board
the
your flight
peninsula.
for a return to Buenos
What's this one? Falkland Islands. Set sail from Ushuaia to the Falkland Islands, renowned for the spectacular landscapes with rugged coves and white sand beaches. Call at South Georgia, one of the least visited place on Earth, and witness towering glaciers and magnificent icebergs of the last continent. They don't have a video for this one? Price and build. You guys want to price out going to Antarctica? It's 2. No children, by the way. Specify the number of guests. Choose your sail date. Select a stateroom category. So we go in October. Well, I can't go in October. Oh, from 17,995. Only in October? Okay. Nordic Junior Suite, $29.95 per person. By the way, this is per person. Nordic Penthouse, $24,995. Deluxe Nordic Balcony, $19,995. Nordic Balcony, $17,995. Select a stateroom. View deck map. I mean, it's not a huge ship. So what did it tell me? It gave me room 3054. 3054, that's right here. So we're on the 3rd deck. Huh. Okay. So we'll go, yeah, we'll do the 19995 one. Pre-cruise extensions. All prices per person. Rapa Nui Easter Island is sold out? These are all sold out? The fuck? Gateway to Patagonia. You can go to Patagonia for an extra 4,000. Well, that's sold out too. The only thing left is going to Buenos Aires for one night. Listen. What if I select what if I get the fancy suite? Your category of choice has availability, but we're unable to assign specific room at this time. Okay. Whatever. Oh, that shit's still sold out. $60,000. Damn, that's an expensive vacation. And how long do you go? 2 weeks, it looks like. Start October 29th and it ends November 16th. Well, 16, 17, 18 days. That's expensive, man. And then you don't even, like, really get to go exploring. There's the flight hours, the flight tours of Antarctica out of Auckland and New Zealand. Yeah. Looks cold. I'd rather sail on Titan to Titanic than get on a boat with these guys. Mrs. Tribune Cairnby, I need your hair care secrets. To be honest, I just try to put as much moisture stuff in my hair as possible because I'm old and my hair, it just isn't as lustrous as it used to be, and I just try to saturate it with moisturizing products. What's the price tag? Dude, it's expensive. I'm into the translucent type. No children are permitted on the Viking cruise. Is there a reason given? No. They just say no children. Duluth to Ushuaia. Longitudinal world cruise Buenos Aires to Milwaukee? 65 days long. What? Embark on a grand voyage as you sail from the end of the world to the Great Lakes. Witness the awe-inspiring landscapes of the Antarctic Peninsula and glide through the scenic Chilean fjords, transit the Panama Canal, and navigate the locks of the Great Lakes as you sail along the largest freshwater system in the world with optional overland excursions, experience wildlife encounters in the Galapagos and wondrous sights of Machu Picchu. Fuck, I want to go on that. How much is that? How expensive is that trip? Holy shit, it's months long. $50,000, $48,995 a person. Holy smokes. Dude, it's more expensive to do that. Like $50,000 a person, unless you want to get a nice room, then it's like $65,000 up to $80,000 a person. Holy smokes. Oof. I'm not gonna lie though, that sounds interesting to experience. A longitudinal cruise. So you're going along the longitude from the outer circle to the inner circle. That looks interesting. Flights out of Australia to Antarctica for the tours are under 2K. Also, the oven is at 425. Did I see the new Vibes of Cosmos? No. I don't watch Vibes of Cosmos anymore because I've already like gone through that whole process and I just can't. To me it's a waste of time to watch it at this point because I think it's a fantasy, so I don't watch it. I mean, no offense. All those adventures in Antarctica you have to pay extra. Well, yes, I'm sure. Everything's extra. You don't want to be on any ship for more than 7 weeks. I don't even know that I want to be on a ship for that long. I mean, it would be interesting to do, because look at this. Look at that. See, you don't even example expedition destinations. You just cruise around here and like look at Antarctica. You're not actually going there, but then you're cruising all up the coast of South America, through the canal, up to Mexico, through the Gulf, Fort Lauderdale, Charleston, South Carolina. That's kind of cool. And then you go up all the way around, then go into the Great Lakes. I mean, that to me looks interesting, I think, but to be honest with you, when it gets down to it, I don't know that I'd want to be on any boat for that long. I'm not gonna lie. Although that's, you know, it does look interesting. You think moon reflection? Yeah, I don't think it's a reflection. It's not a reflection at all. Because whatever it's reflecting, it's not reflecting Earth. It's not reflecting what we know as Earth today. And then, you know, people want to make excuses and say, oh, well, it's pre-flood Earth. Okay, well, that's an assumption. You don't know what it looked like pre-flood Earth. And did the flood move the continents around? Because the flood would have had to move the continents around. And so it just doesn't make sense. I've gone over this. I mean, it's fine. You guys, look, if you guys like the moon map reflection thing, fine. I just don't. I don't. Please don't make me talk bad about your stuff. Wonder if there are flat earthers who go on the trip ever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of flat earthers that have that kind of money. Or if they do, they're, you know, professionals who can't say anything publicly because they'll lose their job or lose their, you know, livelihood or be trashed in amongst their peers or whatever. So I guess we'll never know. Anyway, Antarctica cruises. That's how much they are. They're not cheap, man. So what's this one? So you go to Ushuaia, and then you leave, come out around here, and then see, you just kind of hang out around the peninsula, and then you go back. That's pretty much it. So just for that, let's see, just for that. How much is it for basic Antarctic adventure, a zodiac near Antarctica? Near. So you don't get to set foot. $13,000 is their cheapest price. And how long is this cruise? Look at guest 1, guest 2. So it's $15,000 a person. $30,000 for how long? Hey, we can extend. Hey, this one. Oh no, see, Easter Island. Easter Island sells out fast, man. I want to go to Easter Island. Sells out fast though. That's kind of bullshit. 2 weeks. All right, so it's basically 2 weeks. So $30,000 to go look at Antarctica. And then the other one where you can actually go and step foot, that's the one that was at least twice as much if you actually want to touch Antarctica. Continents are moving because of Mandela. Well, I mean, we can discuss that, but that one kind of is debatable in my opinion as well. That could just be map projections and the way maps are presented. So, I don't know. Proof of a Yeti or Bigfoot is the offspring survivors in town. Simple as that. Pet some penguins for 30 grand, right? Look at cold rocks for 30 grand each. That's per person, too, remember. I think Antarctica is the only continent that Bigfoot has not been sighted on.
Follow in the tradition of the great explorers, setting your sights on Antarctica with this fascinating 15-day itinerary.
15-day. This is the one that's
Your
15,000 a
once-in-a-lifetime
person.
journey begins in Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires. Then it's on to Ushuaia, the southernmost city in the world. From here, you'll sail past
is like the
legendary
same
Cape
video.
Horn and cross the fabled Drake Passage as you head.
It is the same one. What about Cuba? There's no ice in the North Pole now. Well, they just took it off the map. They started first they took the islands off the map and they turned it into just a big blotch of ice. And then they just took the ice off the map. That's just them taking that shit off the map. And just acting like they were never there. Just ignoring the center islands. There are so many maps with those 4 islands in the center. Just dozens of them. And then right around 1500... like right after 1500, around 1600, 1700, they started dropping them off the map. And that is also the same time that they started trying to push the globe, right? That's when they started pushing this globalist idea. The Jesuits started saying we lived on a ball. The Greeks, whoever, all that shit. And it all started with them taking those islands off the center. That's not Mandela. They literally took that shit off. Do they time it where you can be there for 24 hours, son? Well, see, that's just it. No, it's like in October. So you would have to go in December, right? You'd have to be going around literally around Christmas time or whenever the shortest day is. I think that's around the winter solstice. But it's a massive change from being an ice continent to now nothing. Yeah, I know. But nobody asks why. Isn't that weird? But that's not even Brian will tell you this, the islands being taken off the map is not a Mandela effect. That's just them changing the map. No, I don't deny Mandela effect. I just don't agree with all of them. But that's how the Mandela effect works, right? That's how it works. Not everybody is affected by every Mandela effect, okay? Not everybody has the same memory about everything. Like, both Brian and I remember from Star Wars, no, I'm your father, not, Luke, Luke, I'm your father. It's no, I'm your father, right? And both of us remember it that way, and that's the way it is. Although a lot of people say, oh, it's Luke, I'm your father, whatever the difference is. It doesn't matter, but that's how it works. Some people are affected by some, others are affected by others. It's not like a uniform thing that happens. So while some of those, the continents moving and stuff, Mandela effect, like, I don't really resonate with that, but there are other ones that I do resonate with, like the thinker statue, I am sure looked like this, right? There's other things that I do remember a certain way, and supposedly they never were that way. But that's how it works. It's Mandelta or Mandetta, whatever. And we still use Mercator maps for navigation, right? But the world doesn't look like that. Yeah. I don't know, man. Anyway, phones are open. 848-222-2480. Oh, no. How are we doing over here in Rockfin? Annie D, good to see you. Crow 777, hi Rose. And Bob Barker already died. Exactly, Carrie. You know what's funny? When that came out, like, Bob Barker died, we're like, what? Dude, Bob Barker's dead already. Like, I could have swore Bob Barker was already dead for quite a few years. Like, at least a few years, right? At least probably like 5 years. I don't even know. I don't really remember. But I am sure Bob Barker died already. And then it was really interesting because Stefan was on, I don't know if it was 420 or 422 that it came up, that Strange World, but Bob Barker dying. But I was like, man, I thought he died already. And then Stefan said, I thought he died too. And before, I remember when Brian and I first had him on Unveiling This Realm way back in 2021, he wasn't really into the Mandela effect. So it was funny. It's like, Steph's got one. James Earl Jones did years ago as well, right? Right, the price is wrong, bitch. All right, you guys, I need to get more coffee. I'll be RB. And we're back. How's it going? Do I still have you here with me? I like turtles. Coffee makes me poop. Does Mandela effect happen to people in other countries as well? Yes. But of course, we're Americans and we speak English, so that's what we talk about the most. Why does the poop emoji have eyes? I want to go to the North Pole. Yeah, you know what? Me too. What would be a Mandela effect for someone who is in France? I don't know. It's too funny. And then I had bookmarked this from military.com because I'm on the military.com mailing list, and they actually have some interesting articles. Oh, and then we can get into, you know what else I was doing this weekend is I was pulling the astrological charts of September 11th, at the exact time of the first attack and the second attack. And then I, just out of curiosity, I pulled up the chart of Pearl Harbor. And I was looking for anything that could tell me, like, any similarities in the sky between the time of the attacks then and the time of the attacks on Pearl Harbor. And I did find one or two interesting things, interesting placements in the chart that did match. And maybe if somebody has suggestion, we can look up the chart of other events too and see if they have the same thing inside of them. I remember Bob Barker dying a few years ago. Yeah. Hollow Earth, North Pole. I agree. I would like to see what's at the North Pole too, because everything revolves around the center, right? Everything revolves around the center. So I want to see what everything is revolving around, right? Why is everything revolving around the center? What's in the middle? It's obviously important. Another thing I remember hearing about that one. Huh. That's why I don't do Hawaii Pearl Harbor, another story. Maybe we could even look at, like, the fires. So anyway, this is the chart of the very first plane. You can see I've got it September 11th, 2001, Tuesday, 8:46 a.m., New York, New York. So one thing I noticed about the similarities here. So there's really not much going on. Like, obviously, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I can read all these charts off and I can like tell you exactly what's going on here. However, Neptune in retrograde, Uranus in retrograde. Anytime you see these numbers in red, that means they're in retrograde. One thing that I noticed, okay, so this is the first plane, right? So then let's go chart 2, chart. Wait, where's the other one? Select. Why is Remy? Here we go. Second plane. Here's the second plane. So the first plane and the second plane are about 20 minutes apart. So they essentially have the same chart going on here. Okay. So now I'm going to open where's the other one? Events. Maybe I have it in here too. Chart 1. Where did I? Oops. I hope I saved it. Recent. Here we go. Pearl Harbor. Okay, so this is Pearl Harbor. There's a number of planets in retrograde here. Saturn. Uranus also in retrograde. Neptune, which was in retrograde for the other one, is not here. Pluto is in retrograde in the 8th house. And Jupiter in retrograde in the 6th house. But we've got Mars in the 4th house. So this is what I found interesting. Okay, so Mars is the planet that is like the god of war, right? It is associated with all of those aggressive things: aggression, war, strife, tension, all of that sort of thing. That's what Mars represents in the astrological chart. Now, what's interesting is that it's in the 4th house for both of these events, and this is why I thought it was interesting. So I don't know if this means anything. If there's anybody who's into astrology who may have something more to add to this, feel free to call the phone number or to chime in however you want. But check this out. So the 4th house is the house of family and home. The 4th house is commonly referred to as the house of home. When we think of home, we think of that place where we put down our roots, we lay our foundation, and plant ourselves firmly into the earth, as it were. One day we will return to that very same earth. The 4th house brings things full circle by also addressing old age endings and our final resting place. So the 4th house is like all things that are close to you, your home, where you are rooted, your things that happen in your private life, right? Like basically, it's really important, right? I would consider those things really important because your home life, where you live, all of these things are extremely important, right? It's like, it's your base camp. It's where you put your roots down. So I thought it was interesting that, in both of these things, and this is the 4th house, you see it's got the 4 right here, that Mars is in the 4th house here. And then when I go to the other chart back for 9/11, boom, right here, Mars in the 4th house. So it could be seen as an attack on your home, an attack that's almost like it's hidden, right? Like the meaning of which, or the mechanisms behind it, or who's behind it is hidden. It's private. It's like an attack on the homeland. And I just found it interesting to me that Mars was in the 4th house for both of these events. So maybe it might be fun to look at some other events and see if that comes up as well. Yeah. Men are from Mars, JK. They should have the alternative to Burning Man in Antarctica. They could call it Freezing Man. Burning Man's kind of crazy, dude. That thing it's almost like a mass ritual event, right? And I hadn't realized too that Wayne McCroy was pointing out that a lot of like the Silicon Valley tech people, it's like a rite of passage for people who are in that industry and like work in, you know, big tech, like in the Bay Area and stuff, to go to Burning Man. And there's a lot of like transhumanistic sort of things to that, and like where it is on the Black Rock property and blah blah blah. The whole Burning Man thing is creepy. Go gadget go. If that's true, they are not going to be getting an open arm welcome, that's for sure. Nobody likes those people. They're lying sacks of shit. Very bad placing for Mars. That's what I'm saying. So let's look up let's do a new chart. What's another event that we can look up and see when it was. This is off topic, but I love your hair. Well, thank you, Dolphin Dreams. I appreciate that. I love that you guys compliment my hair. It makes me feel good. Thank you very much, because, you know, I'll tell you what, it's very unsettling when you grow up with black hair and then all of a sudden it starts turning the exact opposite color. It's weird. It's a little unsettling. Well, I don't have the date for Noah's flood. I'm talking about like false flag events, not like biblical events. So like, what about Handy Sook? We want to look up when Handy Sook was. We'll call it Handy Sook. Let's see what it says. Or if we can find anything that looks interesting there. So December 14th, 2012. (9:35 to 9:40 a.m.) So we'll just say 9:35 a.m. And we have to go to the place. Connecticut. What's it? Da-da-da. Select. This is an event. Calculate. Mars is in the 1st house and conjunct the moon, and then Pluto in the 1st house. Jupiter in the 6th house. This is interesting. Everything's bunched up right here. Well, not everything, but there's a lot of stuff bunched up right here. This looks nothing like the other charts. But it's also a different type of a thing, right? So... Yeah, I don't really see anything that matches the other ones in there. But let's see what's in the 4th house. Uranus is in the 4th house. I don't think that really means anything. Jupiter, retrograde, and in the 6th house. What's the 1st house? The 1st house is the house of self, self-awareness, physical body, personality, appearance, personal views on life, self-identity, self-image, early environment, new and beginnings. What about the 11th house, where there's a bunch of other stuff going on? I don't know if this is going to come to anything. I'm just looking around. You know, sometimes you never know where to look, or until you look in the wrong places, and sometimes looking in the wrong places will take you to the right places. So don't get all excited. I have no idea if this is going to turn out to be anything. It could just be a big nothing burger. The 11th house is a house of community, large groups, and friends. It refers to memberships, hopes, goals, ambitions, wishes, social groups, associations, humanitarian interests. Also refers to self-realization, liberty, legislation, and regulation. And in there we've got Saturn, or Kronos, and Venus, and the Midhaven and the North Node. Saturn in Scorpio, in the 11th house. Aspects. Mars in the 1st house, there. Well, But now it makes me want to look at, like, another event that is similar to that. Let's look at this one. How about this one? Let's see, chart, new chart. The one in Colorado, Columbine, let's see. April 20th. Oh, wow. Happened on 4/20. 11:19 a.m. Colorado. And Columbine. Whoa. I'm not sure which one of these to pick. I'll just pick the first one, I guess. Can't be that far from what it should be. Calculate. What is this? Not seeing really any connection with the school pew-pew events and the large-scale FF events. You know what I'm saying? Like the 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. Some of their spells are fixed star magic. Saturn in Scorpio in 11th sounds like an antisocial energy. Is it? Chime in, Thunder Chicken, man, because I'm not an astrologer. Sometimes you gotta fuck around to find out. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If anybody's got any input, feel free. Chime in. This is a group effort. The majority is springtime when we're supposed to plant something, or in the harvest season. Guess so. What else? What's another big, large scale, non-school pew-pew, non-school pew-pew event that we can check? Oh, JFK, that's a good one. How about the JFK massacre? Let's look it up. Kennedy was assassinated. Let's see. Charts. New chart. Actually, it's a chart. New chart. Alright. Let's call this JFK. November. When was it? 22nd. 1963. At 12:30 p.m. in Texas, right? Dallas, right? So Texas. Select. Okay. Can't type. Dallas. Dallas. Texas. CST. Event. JFK. Calculate. Okay, here's JFK's chart. Mars in the first house again. That's interesting. There goes Mars in the first house. That's where it was for Handy Sook. Mercury. Mars and Venus. Mars needs women. I wish we could check Oprah's basement for all those missing children. Hey, Artiseer. Moon landings. Oh, yeah. Want me to pull out the bread. Does it look like it's brown on top? Like sufficiently like that? Let me come check it. I'll be right. Let me go look. yummy. Bread's done and it looks delicious. September 1st, 1939, German invasion of Poland. Maybe this is a big nothing burger. But what was it? Chart 1. What was the other recently? I want to see, where else did we see Mars in the first house? Yeah, look at that. Mars in the first house. It's Pluto. I think the other one had Mercury. Yeah. $11.11. Hey, Carl. You have to look at the Trade Center's birth chart when they broke ground to get the bigger picture. World Trade Center bombing February 26, 1993, about 17 minutes past noon. No, I haven't done that one. Let's check it out. That's actually good since we were looking at the Trade Center stuff. So let me do that. That's a good idea. Okay, so let's try that. New chart. So we'll call it the 93 WTC bomb, right? February 26, 1993, 17 minutes past noon. New York. New York. Event. Calculate. Mars in the third house. Jupiter in the sixth house. That's come up before. Saturn in the 10th house. Where's that one I was looking at? Oh, here we go. So, house of social status. Mars is in the third house, so let's see. What's the third house? House of communication. Third house is ruled by Gemini and the planet Mercury. I don't know. I don't know if I know enough to even decipher what I'm looking at. I just thought it would be interesting to see if there was something that stood out immediately, but I just don't see it. I'm not that good at astrology. But the more you do it, the more you learn, right? Anybody good at astrology seen anything? Did you do Oklahoma City? I did not. What about checking all the release dates to Kubrick movies? I don't know. I'm more interested in like big events, like events that the official story to which are obviously wrong. You know, just things that seem like they're acts perpetrated against the people by a conspiring government. How about the moon landing? What time was the original moon landing? Total of 12 men have landed on the moon. This was accomplished with 2 U.S. pilot astronauts flying lunar module starting July 20th, 1969, Apollo 11. So let's see. Here we go. Landed the Apollo lunar module Eagle on July 20th, 1969. I'm gonna have like a really good backup of event charts now. July 20, 1969. At 2017 UTC. Which is 8:17 p.m. Right? And where is UTC? Time zone. Oh, let me see if I could just do it here. Because you don't really have like a, I guess I'd go by Greenwich. Well, let's see. Greenwich Mean Time. Isn't that the same? How do you spell Greenwich? Oh, here it is. CET -1. I think that's correct, but I don't know. It's hard because, you know. So I'm just put basically Greenwich Mean Time. I don't know if this is correct or not. It's hard to tell. Got Mars in the 12th house. Neptune in retrograde in the 11th house. Mercury is conjunct with the sun. Gotta, guess they're in different signs, so it's not quite a stellium. The moon. The moon, Jupiter and Neptune conjunct? No, Uranus. That's Uranus. My bad. And then Pluto's right here too. So you've got the moon, Jupiter, Uranus, and Pluto all hanging out right here together. That's interesting. Uranus represents originality and unconventionality. This can be both the unusual and brilliant genius or the willful rebel without a cause. It tells you the areas in which you break with convention, become innovative, and experiment with new and exciting ways. Uranus in the 10th house. Unconventional career through which you can contribute something original, worthwhile. Of course, this is all talking about people. This isn't really talking about events. Uranus conjunct Jupiter. Unusual subjects, new discoveries, and the occult may appeal to you. It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know if I'm learning anything by looking at this stuff or not. I might be just wasting time. December 7th, 1941, at a personal level, but not proof. I was at a church, maybe another day. Hey, you want to hear something interesting about Pearl Harbor, too? Another reason why I think about that one a lot is because I used to live in California, in Sacramento, and I worked at a print shop in Sacramento. It was a Tower Records print shop for the Tower Records record store chain. Do you guys remember Tower Records? They had a bunch of red and yellow stuff, like cards and stuff that were in all their shelves, and like all the posters and stuff that everything that was in the stores that was printed at my print shop. Anyway, this guy, we used to do outside print jobs too sometimes. So this guy every year used to bring us this, it was like the reunion. It was like the Pearl Harbor, it was a USS Arizona reunion that they had like every year, this flyer that he would have printed. And every year, you know, because it was getting so far away from the event and all these men that were involved in it were older, there'd be more, you know, deaths. Like, oh, such and such person passed away. I cannot tell you, every year when this guy brought it, he brought it to us for like 3 or 4 years to print this thing. Every single year, whenever there were deaths added to it, so many of these dudes died on the day, like on December 7th, on the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. It's kind of creepy. It's like almost like it affected them so deeply in their lives that when they get to their deathbed, they're like, today's the day, right? It's really weird. I don't know what that is, or what if there's even a name for that phenomena. But I'm telling you, it used to trip me out. Every year, there'd be like, of most of the people that they listed as having passed away were people that passed away on the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. It is a lot to study. I spend a lot of time looking at astrological stuff, and I still have no idea what I'm looking at. Like, these people who can look at these charts and just start spouting stuff off, I'm just like, I'm so impressed by it, because there is so much information. It is like learning a whole new entire language, because you have to learn all the planets, the aspects of the planets, the placements, the houses, what the houses mean, right? And then how they correspond to each other, like these angles, like that how they influence each other, where the squaring, trine, opposing, like right here. What's this one? Trine the North Node, sesquisquare, right? It's just, how the angles of influence to each other, that's why when I look this up, I'm like clicking on stuff. I'm reading this stuff because I need to learn, man. People know when they're going to die. It's a German New Medicine thing. But how could it be? How do you know that any of these men are in German New Medicine? It's just... maybe they have an explanation for it? I just thought it was so weird that so many of them would die on the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Blows my mind. We're in the hot tub. Why are you talking about hot tubs, dude? This is Mars in Sagittarius. Could also be like the sign that it's in, not the house. Although, whenever you're reading this astrology stuff, most of it is like focusing on like the positive traits rather than negative things, and it's not really talking about like basic energies. They talk about, most people want to look at this stuff as it pertains to themselves or to a person, not really so much as it is in pertaining to events. This is why most of the time I just end up looking at other places to find it. An interpretation of energies and how they... Exactly. What I find fascinating is young people that can't imagine the world what was like before the September thing. You know what? Seriously, Sander, because check this out. My first son was born in 2003, which was 2 years after that. And it's like, he's literally known nothing else. Like, they have no idea what it's like before all that bullshit. When you were able to, like, just go get on a plane and you didn't have to get strip searched before you got on the motherfucker. Like, they will never know. Well, I don't like to say that. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that they'll never know a world like that, because I would like to think that we can somehow, some way unfuck this society and like make it better again. But it's just insane. They are used to it. They're like, they don't think it's a big deal. The chart looks like one of their symbols, 5 printed star with points connected. Which one? This is Apollo 11. It's got a vector in it. It's got a red NASA vector in it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really seeing anything. That's jumping out at me between these. But I also don't really know enough, I think, to... I did find it interesting, though, that, I guess that was the only thing I found new. It was Mars in the 4th house of that one. Whatever. I give up. I love Daryl so much. He's just sorry he was working out trying to tone up for Ted. Phone number. Call in 848-222-2480. Amanda's trying to chat in the Telegram chat. I gotta figure it out. The bots must have muted her. Let me see. Shoot. I can't deal with this right now. A replacement population is starting to form. There's no virus, though. I don't think there is a virus. I took a call earlier, but nobody's on the call board. Nobody's calling. Do you want to call in, Mark? You could just come on if you want. Let me see if I can fix my chat. Who muted my users? Let's see. Looks like a Troll Zulu one. Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hello, I was going to say, is this Strange World? Too funny. Too funny. Oh my God. Good stuff this morning. Holy crap, man. There's just so much psychological warfare going on that it is absolutely ludicrous. 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 I can't believe how much everybody is still falling for the shit. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know.
Crazy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to do all the last minute stuff for the event. That's all.
Well, that's till the day of, right? I mean, you're just constantly running now, right?
Yeah. Pretty much. Crazy. I gotta do all my don't worry about it. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of work. People don't get it.
I know, but it's cool. Whatever.
Mark is nuts. Hey, wait, that doesn't sound like me. Apparently have ChatGPT set to Zulu. He's nuts. Oh, man. Yeah, crazy. Like, I was just this morning looking back at all the stupid 9/11 crap. Like, there's things that and I don't know it's Mandela, but it changed. Like, I never saw a photo with any damage in Shanksville. Now there's a photo with a tail section, and they say that's the damage. I was like, what is that? That was never there. And apparently somebody died there. A fish and U.S. Game marshal was on the ground and the plane must have crashed into him. I never heard of that shit either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's been 22 years and I haven't watched it every day, but wow. That's just a couple of weird things I've never heard of. Right? Mandela. Mandalorian effect. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, like, what that is. If that was just them hiding shit, playing their games, or something Mandela stuff. I don't know.
I don't know.
Great. Yeah, crazy. I just don't understand where they're coming up with this stuff. And I mean, I get it. I'm just frustrated because people still, like, here, you know, like you've always said, don't talk about it, don't fucking give it energy, don't fucking manifest it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody here is talking about fucking the mandates and mandates and mandates, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're bringing it on. What are you doing?
Nobody in mainstream is
everybody...
talking about that. That's what gets
right,
me. Nobody
right.
in mainstream is talking about any of that stuff. That's all us. Because fucking Alex Jones said it. Right? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Am I wrong?
That's where I heard it. And the only thing I've heard was the two schools that pulled the 2-week bullshit and sent everybody home and then said now when they come back they have to wear masks. That's the only 2 cases I've heard of anywhere in the country. And it was only mentioned like a blip. I haven't heard anything more about it. I mean, maybe I'm missing it, but I haven't heard anything more about it. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Like, I had to even say to my son, if the shit happens, you're done. You're out of school. I know it's your fucking senior year, but we're not doing this shit. Just so you know. He's like, okay, I got you. Because he knows.
Yeah, I let my son go back to public school because he, I've been home. I'm still homeschooling my daughter. I'm not willing to let her go back into that hellhole yet. But my son, he's older.
Right. No, I hear you.
He's a little older. He's next year he'll be in high school. So I thought, and I had already kind of thought, well, maybe I'll let them go to public school for high school so they can be around other people and get some life experience and blah, 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 I thought that'd be fine. It's the younger years I think you really got to watch out for. I think homeschooling from like beginning of education up until junior high, I think is ideal. And then, then you have them for the early impressionable part and you can instill all that good stuff in them. And then I feel like they're more equipped to go out into the world. And my son, he was like, don't worry, Mom, they're not going to do, brainwash me. And I was like, all right. But I told him.
Right. Yeah, because
I told him, though, I was
so
like,
impressionable. Any
of this crap comes back, they start giving me any shit about masks or vaccines or any of that stuff, and we're done. Back out. He's like, all right. I said, I'm not playing those games, though.
That's exactly what I told him, because we're not doing that shit. And you're right. When they're that small, they still can be swayed, even though, okay, we got them. They understand. Use your brain. But then they're in there with their other kids. Like, I really think the biggest tool or tactic they've been using on us is shame. Shame. Everyone is, oh, well, I don't want to be the only one without a mask. They're going to make fun of me. No, you fucking lunatic. You're the only smart one. Don't put that shit on.
Right. Peer pressure.
It's
because they know how human nature works, and most people don't like to be the odd person out. Yeah, correct. Yeah, they don't want it. Absolutely. Like, I heard it with his friends and stuff, because he didn't say he wanted to be vaxxed or anything like that. But he did mention that some of his friends did it because other friends did it. And I'm like, that is literally if your friend jumps off a fucking bridge, are you going to jump off too fucking statement? Like, what are you doing? And these kids are just swayed by it. They're just terrified. They don't want to be, like you said, they don't want to be ostracized. They don't, it sucks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it that they pick on these guys. You know, I mean, luckily, again, he's 17. He uses his brain. He questions everything. He comes home. He talks about what he heard in school, and we have conversations. And he's just as much like, this is fucked up, Dad. I don't even know why they do that. You know, so he's for now okay. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, and like you said, the lower stuff. I haven't seen anything here because I don't know any of the little guys. We don't have any friends with little kids, so I don't know what they're doing in those schools. You know, I'm just glad he's away from that. Like the books, the crazy books they have in the library. Really? I mean, I don't know. That one, that's another one that I think somebody needs a throat punch and to be thrown down a fucking flight of stairs. You're gonna put these books in schools, and then get upset if the parent comes to your adult meeting and reads what's in that book to you. You're gonna say, "Oh, that's offensive," but you can give it to a fucking child to read. These people, I don't like. Why aren't people standing up? Like, I don't get it. How are whole districts swayed? Like, I saw a thing, I think it was Southern California, an Armenian district, mostly Armenian families and stuff, and they lost their shit. They're like, fuck this. You're not putting this in our schools. These are our children. You're out of your fucking mind. And they were fighting back. You know, that's what people need to do, in my opinion, and they're not. They're not. People are just, I don't want to lose my stuff. You know, everybody's afraid of everything. Despicable.
Yeah, no kidding. There are some people standing up, though. I mean, there are some parents who are going in, you know, to the meetings and stuff, and they are reading the books, you know? So
yeah.
There are some people, there are, you know, and if that happens at my son's school, I told him, I said, they better not be giving you any of them kid toucher books.
Holy shit. That is hysterical. Kyle was funny. He's like, Dad, I will tell you if those books are there, but I don't want, because I know what you're going to do. And I'm like, okay, good. Fair enough. Because that's horse shit. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I will. I'm ready to go in there and light some people up, man.
Hell yeah. Like, I don't get it. Like, for real, that, for me, I mean, my hand is shaking. I get really, 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 really fucking triggered and uptight over child abuse and animal abuse. I'm not saying I condone spousal or adults, you know, but you can get the fuck out of the situation. Those kids, those animals cannot. And I don't care if you're the Pope. I will beat you with a fucking stick. I catch you doing stupid shit. I can't tolerate that. I hate that with like every fiber of my body. Innocence. How do you do that to innocence? Innocent people, innocent things. I mean, I've never tolerated bullshit. I got into tons of fights in school with older kids because of it. Not right.
Yeah.
Not right.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I tell Kyle all the time, you need to be brutal, fucking animalistic person, but control it. If shit goes down, you're going to have to tear somebody's arm off and beat them to fucking death with it, because this is nonsense the way these people are. Yeah, I don't want him involved with it. I know, like Linda always says, you gotta cut the umbilical cord. I know. But this world is so fucked up, and these kids don't really have the same. I mean, not that we're smarter. I don't think it's that. I think it's just we have different perspectives, and we've seen shit, and we have experience, and we see what they're doing. These kids just, they believe everything. You know, it came off the screen. It's real. They told us. Like the Antarctic trip. Yeah, okay. We're going to take you, show you some ice and a couple seals, and tell you were in Antarctica. Come on. Fucking people.
Yep.
crazy. Just like Maui bullshit. Like, I saw when Biden pulled into town, they were all standing on the side of the road going, fuck you!
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Yep.
I was loving it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That whole fucking show is ridiculous.
It is. I was totally watching some another interview of this native dude, and he was talking about, like, he told his whole story from the very beginning when the fires first started up until, like, until the end of it. And
Right.
this is kind of like a little bit off topic, but a tangent subject. But he was saying that they're sitting there at the top of the hill, or this overpass, looking over Lahaina, and that they watched the wind kick up the fire and start blowing all these hot embers, and they watched the fire jump over a lake and over the road and stuff. They watched it happen. So,
Great.
I think everybody should go check that out. But he was also talking about how the cops were telling people they couldn't leave. They were blocking the roads even though there was no reason to, and he was going around and telling people to do the opposite of what the cops were telling people. Because they were saying, "Oh, this way is closed. We can't go that way." He's like, "No, I just went there with my own eyes. It's not blocked. There's no traffic. Get out that way." So, like, there were ways to escape that people weren't even being told about. They were being told that roads were closed that weren't even closed. It's fucking crazy. And to me, it's like...
I mean, it's not even negligent homicide. It's fucking murder, man.
Yeah.
I'm just following orders. That's what the fucking Gestapo said, motherfucker.
Yeah, and then they didn't want to let this dude was talking about how he was going and getting gas cans so that people could have gas to get their cars, to get out of Lahaina. And the cops didn't want to let him go in to help people to get themselves out. And he told cussed the cop out, and he said, "I'm going and you're not stopping me." And then he left and he kept doing what he was doing, and he helped save a bunch of people. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And, so I don't even think, and it makes me wonder, and this whole thing with the directed energy weapons, like, those aren't even needed. They aren't even needed. You know what I'm saying? There doesn't need to be in any of this stuff. And I feel like and with people pointing all this stuff out, I feel like they're just, it's a distraction. They're taking away from the real crimes that are being committed. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way that anybody could ever prove that directed energy weapons were used to start these fires, especially when there's witnesses saying they saw the winds knock over the power poles, the power company telephone poles, and then the power company didn't shut off the power with hurricane force winds.
Right.
Like, you don't even there's not even a necessity for these type of weapons to have been used in this stuff. And it just, I don't know.
Right. They enhanced it with their inadequacy, with their ineptness. They enhanced the fire. Oh, let's turn the fucking water off.
Exactly.
What? Wait, what? I mean, I'm a rural fire department. Our number one concern is water supply. We don't have hydrants. We don't have access to that. I mean, what? And then you turn theirs off? Like, what are you doing? And everybody said just following orders. And then that son of a bitch, "Oh no, I wouldn't take it back. We shouldn't have used the sirens. We shouldn't have did this." What? You caused people to die when you could have saved them. Not that you're 100% caused the fire, but you definitely caused people to die in the way you did this. And I heard that 5 years prior, they had an incident and they ran it the same way, but it wasn't as bad a fire. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that the chief, when they hired him, they circumvented a law that says you have to be an islander for a minimum of a year before you can hold any position of authority. And they're like, no, we'll just hire him anyway. There's all kinds of shit. All kinds of stuff everywhere about it.
And that Pelletier guy, the Las Vegas sheriff guy or whatever.
Yeah, him, the chief.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's fire chief too?
No, I'm sorry. No. When they hired him as police chief,
oh, okay.
circumvented a law that stated he had to be a resident for a minimum of 1 year before he could hold that position.
Of course
And
they
they're
did.
like, no, we need him. We put it, and they put it right. Of course they did. Of course
they did.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mark in here? What is that? Oh, hey. Yeah, ridiculous.
Anyway.
And this thing, like, I mean, I watch Brian's presentation every time, and it's always just mind blowing. Like, it's crazy because I remember the day. I remember getting home from work, throwing a VHS in, and just started recording. And like 5 minutes, the news was like, "Oh, we have a list of 19 terrorists," and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Okay, they either knew and did it, or they knew something was going to happen and let it happen, because they can't catch a bank robber for weeks, and they know this in a couple hours. Bullshit. So I threw the tape on, started watching, listening to all the bullshit. The only thing that I remembered that didn't make me personally nervous, but was weird, like maybe that more assholes are going to do this, but the anthrax in the envelopes, I forgot all about that shit.
Yeah.
That they were doing that and mailing it to people. And then it all got traced back to the Army lab. Hello. Yeah, it's so obvious, all the things they do. And then we're the nut jobs. We're the conspiracy theorists. You know, cops every day are conspiracy theorists when they solve their crimes. You know, conspiracy just means more than one person is involved. That's it. And everybody's like, oh, well, yeah, they stigmatize everything. We're the nut jobs. We're the idiots. Like, how many people have called you now and been like, Karen, I know that it's been tough, but what the fuck's going on?
Is
what
he
is
sheriff
this?
or is he police? That guy.
He's the chief of police. He was.
Okay, it's police, not sheriff.
In Vegas.
Right. Okay, because sheriff, you have to be voted in. So I'm pretty sure nobody voted his ass in Hawaii. So it makes sense it would be chief of police, not sheriff. I'm just wondering because somebody's putting sheriff, and I know there's a difference, and I just want to make sure we're talking about the right thing.
The sheriff is a political position held by vote, right? And it's the county, at the county level. Mm-hmm. They run the county. Yeah, and the mayor's a scumbag. They're all like, oh, we didn't know this was happening. Dude, you're on the same fucking island. You're going to tell me you didn't even see the smoke? Come on. All right, maybe the mountain is high enough and you can't see it from the other side. But really, 12 hours and you had no idea that your city was burning to the ground and you're in charge? And then you come back and say, oh, I don't know who was handling it while I was gone. What? It's fucking 9/11 all over again. Total ineptness.
Yeah, right. Just exactly. There's actually a lot of parallels because it's like on 9/11 when NORAD went down or something, and then there were no video cameras at the Pentagon. Yeah.
Right. Is this real world or is this simulation? Fucking all bullshit. It's all simulation. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah, so chief of police and coroner, that's the only way he can't be both, but he is. James Woods on Twitter about 9/11. Let's see.
Oh, really?
I don't know. That's what Mark just put in chat, so let's check.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other thing. Officially, he's not allowed to be coroner. It's a conflict of interest, I guess. I don't know. In most states, I guess. I'm assuming all states, really. But here in New York, the only one that can declare someone dead is a physician, a paramedic, or an EMT. And as an EMT, for me, I have to meet two criteria. Your head has to be off your body or you have to be cut in half. That is the only time I can declare you dead. You could have been run over by a car, bag of meat. I cannot legally declare you dead. So cops can't do that either. They have zero authority, just like back in Connecticut, back to Sandy Hook. We said everybody was dead. No, you can't legally do that. And there's an order of a hierarchy of leadership on scene. once the threat is gone and there's no more guns or bullets, if there's fire, fire takes care of it. If there's no fire, then EMS is in charge. Now it's recovery and medical stuff. They never let anyone in there. There's like all kinds. Every fucking thing we have. Every fucking thing we have. Sorry, I'll shut up.
It's okay.
Is he on there?
Well, I don't know. Is this all you're seeing, Mark? I'm not seeing anything. Like, what am I supposed to look at? I put the link in Skype, Karen. Okay. Oh, that's what I'm looking at. What does that mean? It's all gone. He just says it's all gone. I don't get it.
Did somebody say that day when the buildings came down?
I have no idea. But there's people replying to him, putting 9/11 memes
Oh, the
in there.
images. Gotcha. Yeah, I heard they found, not that they found two, they identified two bodies like years ago. You know, like 15 years later. I don't know how they did that.
Really?
And I was looking at, yeah, that they added two bodies to the list in like 2013 or something like that, like 10 years, 12 years after.
Were they missing?
And then I was looking at,
I don't get it. How do they do that?
no, I don't. That's what I'm saying. You had the DNA, the pieces or whatever. I don't know. Everything they put out is lies and bullshit, fucking smoke and mirrors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my son and I were talking about the Pentagon, and I was like, you see that hole there, a round hole? Do you think a plane would hit that and the wings would fold in half and follow it into the hole? And he just looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, that's the official fucking story, dude. That's the official fucking story. How stupid do they really, really, really believe we are? Just like Shanksville when they said the plane hit so hard it buried itself into the ground. Really?
Yeah.
And then you found a perfectly undamaged passport and bandana. Oh, amazing.
Yeah. 2 passports, but none of the black boxes from the planes. None of those, right?
Nope. The toughest part of the plane, and it got destroyed, but paper lived. Paper survived. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. Everything they got. The religious zealots. Oh, these guys are so religious. They're so fucking fanatical, but they were doing blow and hanging out with strippers. Okay. That's usually what they do. And the guy making the phone call, that was wild to me, because even when I heard it, I was like, there's no way he used his phone to call. You can't get a signal. And it was just like, I don't know, that one to me was like this. Oh, they're going to start using technology against you guys more and more. Like AI, the chat AI,
Money
GPT
wasted.
stuff is relentless. Every fucking video people are putting out, it's this and that, and Biden saying he'll suck a dick or whatever. It's just fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I think, honestly, my opinion is also just like Boston Dynamics has been running their little robot dog around neighborhoods. And I think that's to normalize it. So people are like, oh, look at that, a robot dog. It's just next time it's going to have a machine gun on it, douchebag. You know, I think they're just trying to make you comfortable with this stuff. And I think the AI is just to saturate all the media so that everyone is like, oh, well, that's just AI. That's just AI. That's not real. That's AI.
Oh, the AI is definitely muddying the waters. It's making everything a big, mucky, muddy mess. disgusting mess.
That's what I feel that. Yeah, I feel that for sure.
I mean, so many people on my timeline are sharing AI photos as if they're real now, all the time. And a lot of, like, all these Bigfoot pictures that are supposedly popping up now. It's like, don't you guys get that these pictures never showed up until after AI? Hello?
Right. right. That's literally AI, Bigfoot getting on a UFO. Really? And crystal clear 4K? Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So stupid. Once AI can understand sarcasm, it's over. Yeah, right?
Yeah, but it can't.
Yeah, I don't think it ever could.
Yeah, how could it?
Because it's all, right? Isn't it just, it's all pre-programmed responses, but assessed in milliseconds, nanoseconds.
Right.
That's what gives it the appearance of being human, right?
You can't, how do you program a sense of humor into AI? You can't.
Right. Like, that's weird. That movie Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey, their robot had a humor thing built into it, and he had to adjust it at some point because it was just being too, it was trying to be funny, but it was like dark humor. And he's like, oh, turn down your humor to 60% or some shit like that. I was like, that's interesting.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah. It's all crazy. It takes 1,100 degrees of constant heat to melt glass. Yeah, those fire things were all definitely suspicious. Like, I mean, I've been to car fires and I've inspected many, many burnt cars. I haven't had any with melted aluminum wheels.
But are they allowed to burn all the way out?
I've had some that were burnt completely. Yeah, just the carcass. And those, and it's weird because I don't have full.
Did they have the tires on them?
Training.
Did they have the tires?
No, completely gone. Melted every burnable item was gone. The only thing left was metal. The aluminum, the steel, the copper and the wiring, the steel and the seat frames, the steel and the steering column. That was it. That's it. But and the wheels are still there. Just tires gone, all sooty and gone. And the tires are melted. Yes, I've had them, but like I said, I mean, just there's a lot of weird anomalistic things I can't explain. Like when you look at a burnt car, normally the whitest area is where the fire started. Normally. But those cars all looked weird the way they were all burnt up. There wasn't any consistency. That could have been because of the wind. I don't know. I don't handle forest fires. That shit's crazy. I would never. Those things are deadly as F.
Yeah.
They trap firefighters all the time. And the only thing they got is a Mylar blanket so they can wrap themselves up and be a baked potato. It's terrible.
Jeez.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's a terrible job.
Yeah. Oh, there's Ben. I was gonna say Ben Balderson was telling me that where he lives in Northern California, they have that cars get abandoned on in the mountains there, like if it breaks down or whatever, and that they end up getting set on fire. And said he was talking to somebody who says that a lot of them, the aluminum rims do melt if the fire gets hot enough. Yeah.
Well, wind is a factor, obviously, right?
Right. It's going to burn hotter in the wind. Yeah. So. Yeah.
We had a house fire, not in my district, it was in Goshen, and it was windy as fuck, and it burned fast.
Yeah. And, we've played with that stuff here, too. Like, at Jack's house, he's got this, like, battery-powered blower, and like we had this fire,
Right.
and we were putting the blower on it and making it flare up like super super hot with the blower. Like when you put some
Right.
wind on a fire, that really kicks it up. I don't think people, I mean, I don't know, maybe people just don't have fires enough. But the wind can really make it burn hotter and faster because it's getting more oxygen.
The air is still hot, right? And the air is so hot that there's enough radiant heat off of that. You know, I mean, what is it? 150 degrees. If you start breathing that in, you're damaging your lungs.
Oh yeah.
Over 150. So yeah, it's bad news. Bad news. Bad news. Gotta get out of there. Yeah, crazy. They were saying, what, 70-mile-an-hour winds?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine trying to fight a fire in a hurricane or a windstorm.
Mm-hmm. Ben says there isn't any wind there. Well, whatever it is. See, this is the thing. I want to, like, let's get a bunch of cars and set them all on fire and watch them burn out and see what happens. I think that's the only way we're going to get a definitive answer, is if we all watch cars burn till they're nothing. And see what happens.
I mean, I'm sure they would melt. They would have to because aluminum, melts at 700 degrees or something? It's really low.
Let's see. Aluminum melting point. Aluminum melts
Maybe
at
it's
about 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. But alloying other elements can raise this. So if it's an alloy, it could be a little bit hotter, but aluminum itself is at 1200 degrees. And license plates are made out of sheets of aluminum. So for me personally, if the license plate is gone, that's like less of a big deal than the wheels being gone. Like I feel like the plate could be gone in any standard car fire. It was just a thin sheet of aluminum.
Yeah, that's a thin sheet. You know, I don't recall looking to see if the vehicles had license plates still.
Which ones? On the Lahaina fires?
Yeah, when he was walking up Front Street. There's a few of those videos where everybody's like, "Oh, the blue car," which was weird. That one blue car,
But there was also a white truck next to it. There was like
right.
other cars next to it.
I was going to say, it was like a white Chevy something next to it that wasn't completely gone either. They had paint, heat damage on the paint, I noticed. I mean, it's weird. Could be random. I mean, it's just blowing. At that point.
Well, you got to think too,
Yeah,
depending on how the car is situated and the directions the wind blowing. You know what I mean? Like it could, some parts will burn more than others.
Right. What is it? Fluid dynamics, right? Things will cause it to flow a different way. The building next to it, whatever. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
here's a couple of cars burned out. I just found on the video. The license plates are gone and the wheels have melted. So there's aluminum puddled up here next to it. But the plates are gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, whenever somebody says that, oh, there's evidence of dew weapons used in Hawaii, where's the evidence? Like, to me, I can't say anything here for sure that says evidence of dew. Even the melted glass, because that happens. I was reading other websites from firefighters. They're talking about, melted glass in a car fire is not uncommon.
A lot of times I find it in the door. The glass will melt down and be down in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes a little bit of the windshield. That has a sheet of Mylar between it, two pieces of glass. So that'll definitely melt.
Yeah.
Man, the temperatures of plastics burning is, you know what known to despair by 1,500 degrees, right? It taught us the old cellulose fires when you had cotton and wood in the house. Those were only at like 700. And then once everybody started getting plastic items in their houses, now you're at 1,700 degrees. So I'm sure a car is burning really hot. It's all plastic.
Right. Yeah, synthetic material, plastic material. Yeah, that stuff burns hot and nasty. And for a while, because like I'll throw stuff like that on the fire outside when we're burning garbage, and it just starts dripping, and it takes a while for that stuff to burn. It like turns into molten lava first.
Yeah, and super toxic. Some of it is super toxic, and a lot of them have those what do you call them, forever chemicals, where once you get it in your body, you can never get rid of it.
Right.
Like firefighters have a problem with cyanides build up from the fires, the soot and things. They were saying that that's one of the causes that firefighters, or one of the reasons why they have heart attacks. I think a lot of it is sitting around and then all of a sudden 0 to 100 once the bell goes, is my opinion.
Yeah. License plate gone on this car too. It looks to me like all the cars that got burned, their license plates are gone.
Gotcha. Mark put a link in there. What is it? TMZ?
Oh, two new 9/11 victims identified with advanced DNA testing. And that's dated today. 2 new victims identified 22 years later. 2, 2, and 2. Numerology
There
in
you
there.
go. More twos.
2, 2, 2, 2 towers. 2 new 9/11 victims have been identified later through DNA, a testament to modern science, but also to the fact over 1,000 lost souls remain nameless even today. Is that true?
Wow. It seems like padding the numbers to me.
How can they still have 1,000 unknown people who died in 9/11? Is that true? I don't remember ever hearing about that. Has this always been a thing? Man and woman's remains have now been linked to a profile.
I don't recall that.
They mark the 1648 and 1649 victims to be ID'd in the years since. Remember, a total of 2,000. Oh, okay, so they're saying that they haven't ID'd all of the people that died. But they have a number? How do they have a number if they haven't ID'd the people? How do you have a number of people dead if you haven't identified 1,000 of these people so far and it's been 22 years? You know what? Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea they still said that. That's such bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I think they add to the bullshit every year. Keep it going. Perpetuate the lie, maybe. I don't know. These kids, the kids born later wouldn't even know about it. Like Kyle doesn't really know anything about it. He's 17. That's just some shit that happened, before he was born. Did they updated the list of dead as well, or victims, whatever you want to call it? It was 2996 the last time I checked. I wrote it down. It was 2996, 2977 were victims, 19 hostages, hijackers, 55 military at the Pentagon, 343 firefighters, 71 law enforcement, and 1 fish and wildlife in the field that Flight 93 apparently landed on, which I never heard of before either. And it was weird. I remembered watching TV as it was live, and I was like, wait, is that fucking building collapsing? And because they were I forgot who they were talking to, and right behind them, Building 7 went down. I was like, come on. Come on.
Crazy. You know what's interesting in this picture I got up on screen right now is it's a big pile of rubble, and almost all of it just looks like steel beams. It's all just steel beams. It's like the skeleton structure.
Mm-hmm. Right. And remember, the pile was so hot, they were melting their shoes, and really? But the oxygen lines to the acetylene torches weren't melting and burning? Like, they just lied about every fucking thing.
They sure did. It's funny how most of it
And
is
it was
these steel
weird.
beams. Crazy.
Oh.
Because, you know, they talk about how there wasn't, there were like the comment from that one reporter guy that Brian plays where he says, where's all the rubble from those two huge buildings? It's like, well, because most of it was empty. I believe that. That seems actually rather plausible to me that most of those buildings were empty.
That does.
It really does. It seems easy to do. In fact, like if you only make the elevators go to certain floors, and you could easily just say, well, these other floors have special access. Those are restricted floors for XYZ. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to do because people who are renting space in these buildings, they don't have to know the goings on of the entire fucking building and who's where and who's in what and go to every floor.
Right. They go to their floor, the 22nd floor, and that's it.
Right.
They don't know anything else. Right. Yeah, interesting. Because I showed Kyle the picture, and he goes, that doesn't seem right. The pile should be much taller for that amount of floors. Mm-hmm. And he goes, did it collapse into the underneath? I was like, no. There's actually photos. The parking garage underneath was not damaged. It didn't collapse into it. That's all the rubble there on the surface. And he's like, that doesn't seem right. And he was just looking at it from that. I wasn't even talking to him about conspiracy stuff. I just showed him the picture. And he even was like, that doesn't look right. It should be much more debris.
Mm-hmm.
The 33rd floor. I wonder if they had a 13th floor. So stupid. My grandmother's building in Manhattan, they did not have a 13th floor. The 14th floor was really the 13th floor. It's so stupid.
It is stupid.
They just took the number out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, how'd they get the people's DNA 22 years ago that wasn't common for everybody, for people to have the record? Yeah, absolutely, man. It's all just fanciful. It's all just to perpetuate it, keep everybody believing it was real. Dumbasses. It's so sad. You know, and, well, to me anyway, I don't know, like my brother, he went down, you know, like so many people died after the fact just from all the toxic bullshit. I mean, I was exposed to it. I had to inspect hundreds of cars. I was like, I don't know that I'm not going to have some weird shit. I mean, probably not. Nothing's happened. But a lot of people died after the fact. That is shitty. And they don't care about them at all. Remember, they fought for years. They didn't even want to pay them. They're like, oh, no, it's not directly related. We don't know you. You made all those people go there and breathe that shit in.
Yeah. Where's the plane? I see no plane parts.
Which picture is that?
I'm looking at Pentagon pictures.
That's the Pentagon. Yeah, there is not. And you know what's weird? There used to be a website called Where's the Boeing? It was in French. And it had all these pictures of the Pentagon before the firefighters got there, before everything. There was no fire. There was just a round hole. The grass was undamaged. There was a couple cars that were smashed by the front that they sprayed some foam on. And then I think they reignited it because they burned it down, because that collapse occurred way after. Way after. It was in one news report, you could see it, and then that was it. You never saw that one again. and there was no damage on the side of the building where the engines would have hit to force the wings to snap in half and follow it in. There was pictures of damage all the way to the C-ring with a round, perfect round hole, but no plane debris or anything, just a hole. They've said they found a couple engine parts and things inside, and then they were showing, well, that doesn't even belong to that aircraft. The fan, the induction fan that they showed belonged to an AC unit from a different aircraft. So they had fucked that up too. And then there was only the 5, you remember the five frames? They're like the most recorded building in the world, and they got 5 frames of smoke and then a fireball. And they say that's the plane hitting the building.
Yeah.
It was that was absolutely the worst. And they had firefighters who were going to come and talk about it, and then somebody got to them and they never came forward, never talked about it ever again.
Look at this virtue signaler here on Twitter talking about he was booked to be on Flight 93. Whatever, you fucking virtue signaling shitbag. Gotta hate these people.
Right.
I was supposed to be on that flight. I could have died too.
Yeah, I'm part of it because I could have died.
Yeah.
I'm a hero too. Fucking people. Holy shit. That is comical. Absolutely comical.
Interesting.
Or it was 420 somewhere. Almost 422 somewhere.
No wire hangers.
Nobody else called? That's weird.
9/11 complete media hoax,
No
just
wire.
like COVID.
Yeah. They're all...
Labeled and everything. I'm super curious how they got these people's DNA 22 years ago. That wasn't common for everyday people to have a record of DNA, right? They would have to get it from relatives.
Yeah.
Whoever's surviving
Or
relative.
maybe if they were military.
Yeah, I don't know.
How's your weather? Are you getting anything from this hurricane off the coast?
No. No.
That's good. That's good.
Just got a little bit of rain, but it's been pretty
we-
nice. We're not getting as much rain as we should be this year. I don't know. This season's weird. It's not like it should be. You know, it's just been a weird.
The Northeast has been getting hammered with rain. They've been getting it all. Vermont, Mass.
What is this? Oh my gosh, I have to play this.
Amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second.
You have one of the landmark buildings down in the financial district, 40 Wall Street. Did you have any damage, or did you know what's happened down there?
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest.
You have one of the landmark buildings down in the financial.
So that's funny. So that's Trump bragging about his tall building after 9/11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, funny. It was built to withstand the plane crash. And the 707 is similar in size plane. Like, I think, wasn't the engineer Japanese and he wanted to commit to Harry because he's like, my building fell? I know I'm making a joke, but I think he was like really upset over that. I mean, obviously.
Most Americans don't know about Project Hammer or how it relates to what happened on 9/11. What is Project Hammer? Critical mass of brokers from the major government security brokerages in the Twin Towers had to be eliminated to create chaos in the government securities market. $240 billion of covert securities had to be electronically cleared without anyone raising an eyebrow.
I think that's totally what purpose of 7 was. The SEC, Secret Service, all their cases. And that's all money. That's all the money cases. All that shit went away.
Bush's Project Hammer? What that is? It's 48 minutes long, so I'm not gonna play it, but that's interesting. Car fires burn at 1500 plus degrees. So that's hot enough to melt aluminum. Car fires burn at 1500 plus. Let me see. How hot is a car fire? See if you can find it on the interwebs.
I'm curious. Did you happen to notice what kind of car were the ones they showed the wheels on? Because you mentioned alloy. I wonder if, and I mean, this is just curiosity, like, is it the cheaper aluminum wheels that melt? Is there less alloys in it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the cars were. I mean, they look like Ford Focus and a Volkswagen or something. They just like standard cars.
Gotcha.
This one's
General
got
Motors. Their stuff's made in China. I know that. That again, probably completely unrelated. I was just curious. That looks like a steel wheel.
This doesn't talk about how hot the fires are. It just talks about how often they occur and all the statistics.
Right. Where were the interceptors on that? Mark, you should do a 9/11 clues. In the same format as Flat Earth clues.
Full-scale experiments using 2 four-door sedan passenger cars placed side by side in reverse direction were carried out to establish the burning behavior and describe the spread of fire to adjacent car. The temperature was measured by thermocouples. Radiant heat flux was measured with heat flux gauge placed at a distance of 5 meters at the right side of the car. 4 cameras were placed inside the car and in the fire test room, recording burning behavior during the test. It was observed that the flames spread through car roof faster than through the bottom of car compartment. The fire followed a slow rate spread from engine compartment to car cab. The temperature inside the car peaked at the point of 900 degrees Celsius. The peak smoke temperatures at every location were measured at the range of 89 to 285 degrees Celsius. So what's 980 degrees Celsius converted to Fahrenheit? It says 1,000 degrees Celsius. Convert Celsius.
Isn't that like 1,300 degrees, something like that?
Let's see. 1,000 degrees Celsius is 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to melt aluminum and aluminum alloys. Boom, there you go. That proves it.
Right.
Well, at least that's evidence for it. I won't say it proves it, but that's because this, I started reading from, where did that thing go? Back here, maybe I left it. No? Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. Derp. Okay. So, yeah. Four-door sedan. To establish the burning behavior of sedan passenger cars are placed side by side.
Holy shit. 12:30.
Yeah, it's almost 12:30, or it is 12:30. Yeah, I'm about to finish up here, but I want to look at this. So the cars.
I want to see
Let's
this too.
see. Oh, this is just a diagram.
Well, Anthony said he's had cars with melted wheels. Like I said, just my experience, I haven't had any. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Right? It could just be that particular car fire didn't get hot enough, or it was put out before it got that hot. Ignition at the engine compartment. Took about 20 minutes for the fire to spread to the second car. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we're usually on scene and putting water on it before that. It says here on your resume you can melt steel beams. Those fucking beams are hysterical.
I can't tell. These are like old cars they did.
Front wheels fully engulfed. It's not from the tire burning, because the wheel didn't look melted.
580 to 900 degrees Celsius. And then earlier it said in the passenger compartment it got up to 1,000 degrees. So 900 is what? Let's see.
That was what, 1800 Fahrenheit?
That's six. Well, 1,000 degrees Celsius is 18, and 900 degrees is 1652, and that too is still hot enough to melt aluminum.
Right. What is the rubber? 'Cause I thought that was at like 700.
What, rubber's
Just
melting
curious,
point?
like I said, yeah, because in that photo, the front end was fully engulfed. That tire was fully engulfed around the wheel, and then when the next picture, the wheel was still there. It didn't look melted. So
Well, let's
not
see.
from that, I don't think.
So here.
Or maybe
Well,
it's
it's not
nice
showing the
to-
same side, is it? Because it's
Oh,
like,
I thought that was.
it's facing the opposite direction.
Oh, it was the other side of the car. Yeah.
Well, right here, it looks like it. Right? It's facing to the left up here. And then over down here, it's facing to the right. This back wheel looks a little...
Oh, yeah, okay, that's the right front.
Let's see if they,
Yeah.
Is there another... There's another picture.
Yeah. You're right, that's the other side.
It's not really showing
Yeah.
that part, fortunately. One more round of pictures. It's talking about, so this is so yeah, it took 20 minutes for the car to be engulfed in flames and start burning the other car.
Smoke pouring into the car. But
Let's see if it talks about things melting. Nope, they don't even use the word melt. So, let's see. Tires burning temperature. Tires are not particularly flammable in that they need to be heated to at least 750 degrees Fahrenheit or 400 degrees Celsius for several minutes in order to ignite. However, once they do catch fire...
I knew there was a 700 in there somewhere.
Yeah. However, when they do catch fire, they burn for a long time and produce very toxic smoke.
Right. Doesn't say what temperature it burns at, though. Or I guess that's it.
Well, it would have to be...
ignition.
It has to be at least 750 to ignite the tire, so...
Right.
And I'm sure then once those get ignited, it just adds to it.
Right. Right, that's what I was thinking. It has to be hotter than that.
Burning characteristics of automotive tires. Oh, it's not going to tell me everything. No, it's not telling me anything. Generally, tires will appear to melt at around 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But before they get to that point, they will break down at about 390 degrees Fahrenheit and explode at about 750.
Because they're under pressure, and that's when they build up. Okay, that makes sense.
So there you go. Does that answer your question?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that obviously the tire burning itself can't melt the wheel. So that's not it. It has to be the temperature of the other items that are burning. All the plastics and stuff that are up at 1,800, 1,000 degrees Celsius.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the fire just has to get hot enough. Which it can, or it can't, depending on, I guess, the variables. Various variables.
Yeah, I think what you proved to me conclusively is that it can and cannot happen. Everything just has to be right. Fire is very weird and unpredictable.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, and I think it's
no doubt.
Every time one of these things happens, like some sort of event happens, everybody's an expert. Now everybody's a fire marshal expert. You know what I'm saying? They all know
right.
how to decipher what started what fire and where and all this shit. It's like, come on, you guys don't know shit. Just like the rest of us.
Right. Well, that's why I always say it's my experience. I can't say. Crazy. And for sure, wind will make that shit hotter.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Yep. All right. Well, I got another caller.
I couldn't imagine. Oh, awesome. All right. I got to head out anyway. Awesome. Thank you. Love you. This was a good talk. You let me get some stress out. People stuck.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Morning, Karen. It's Johnny from San Diego.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Slept in today, joined in late. I'm going to have to catch the rest of the show and rewind. But I have a couple things I just want to run by you. I know you're ready to call it a day or a morning. Yeah, I live in Harbison Canyon out East County of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Cedar Fire in 2003, and we lost 3/4 of our houses. 300 out of 400 burnt, and it was kind of weird. You know how the fire jumped around, and some houses burnt and some didn't. And there were a lot of cars that melted the rims, aluminum rims.
Mm-hmm.
I try and compare, you know, if there could have been dew if it was just all the high winds. But yeah, fire doesn't make sense.
Right.
And but the main reason, one thing I wanted to call and let you know is, I know you're a fan of rock and roll and music. I just noticed this within the last year, the Jethro Tull song, Skating Away, on the Thin Ice of a New Day, is a Flat Earth song from 1974.
Oh, really?
It's like for real, it's like an Iron Republic story.
Mm-hmm.
Talks about leaving society and taking off, and I forget how the lyrics go, but he talks about when he's crossing the ice wall as crossing the ice wall as it creaks behind.
Huh.
You'll have to listen to it. Yeah, it's really
You
cool.
said it's
You know-
Jethro Tull? Jethro Tull?
correct.
Which song?
You never heard the song?
What's the name of it?
You probably have. You just Skating Away.
Oh, Skating Away. Okay. No.
Parentheses on the Thin Ice of a New Day. Yeah, you'll love it.
Cool. I'm gonna check it out.
That's about all yeah, for real. All right, I love you. I love your show. I love everything that you do for the movement and seeking truth.
Right on.
I like you.
Cool.
You're a true skeptic. You don't let nothing go by.
Well,
You analyze it.
I try.
I love that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right on. Can't wait to meet you in Vegas.
Yeah. Sweet.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a great time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for all the work you're doing, and you're gonna get some good praise because it's gonna be a great show. I can tell you that already.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Got another caller. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi, Karen. My name's John.
Hi, John.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Hi. Hey. Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah?
I haven't called before. Okay. I probably sound a little funny. It's bad news. I just buried my puppy. Everybody keeps saying parvo. I've never even heard of it, but it may help other people. And I know some young pups just don't make it. But, you know, he stopped eating. And I don't have a lot of puppy experience, so my head's searching for answers too. But I'll probably be brief because I literally just, put a few flowers down there. More coming.
Aww.
But what's parvo? Probably nothing, right? But what the heck happened to this little guy? He was like trying to pass something for days. Or 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
But last night it went, real bad real quick. Number 2 isn't supposed to be red, And anyway. Yeah, there's probably just a lot that I don't know about a young pup. He was really well fed. Not the kibble stuff, He ate like I eat. Better, probably. He had plenty of grass-fed beef.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm curious from everybody if they feel like talking about dogs. Because it's part of the signals, too. Like, he didn't express pain. They just go mute. They go so silent.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry if it's a bummer morning, but at the same rate, it's to celebrate him. 5 months. He did his best. He's a Kangal pit bull. Kind of a rare, beautiful thing.
Aw.
But
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
I love pit bulls.
Anyway, sorry to be emotional, but yeah, it's that kind of day.
Yeah, actually.
Have you heard of parvo?
Yeah, I've heard of parvo. They say it's a virus. Obviously, I don't believe in viruses, but maybe they could be.
Yeah.
It could be like, I'm not sure what it is, but you know what's funny is I asked a chick when all this stuff was going on, you know, with COVID and all that a while ago. I remember because we were talking about like, well, what about with animals with XYZ, right? Well, parvo was one of the things that came up, and they don't have anything.
It's the same magic spell.
They don't have anything to protect against it. All they do when an animal comes in with parvo is they start giving them like intravenous fluids, and they just try to keep them hydrated and like let them work. They have to work through it.
Yeah. Which is the basics anyway. But one of the triage protocols they have, I was about to take him in. Because we actually have 24/7 at the university here that I just forgot about. Like never used it before, but they literally open all the time. But yeah, once we had them on the phone, they're like, for the first 10 minutes while we run the test, you're gonna have to stay in the car. I'm like, this guy needs like somebody now who knows what they're right, like you're saying, the fluids and stuff. But they're scared to even bring him in the door these days, which is just radical. Because all I had said was, you know, a young pup not eating and, you know, damn near unresponsive, and they start saying parvo. I'm like, how in the hell could you possibly know?
Probably because it's like it's a common thing, and then probably they all have the same symptoms, and it's like they can't stay hydrated. Ben's bringing it up in chat. Dehydration is the problem. I use the AquaCure in my puppies with parvo, and they pulled right out. So what Ben told me this story. Because he's got pit bulls, and his puppies. He was taking.
I'd agree to just call it dehydration. Totally, that's what it is. Sure, carry on.
I wonder if it's related to like a bacteria. They want to call it a virus, but maybe it's some sort of like bacteria because they say it gets transferred through feces, right? What's in feces? All kinds of crazy bacterias, right? So
it clearly I think the rear end was getting toxic or septic or whatever they call it, but why is
yeah I don't know,
because he drank a little water and expelled a little on Saturday, you know, little doses of he didn't eat, but you start wondering how to force water into something, I suppose.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm
not sure what Ben means by with the AquaCure.
Had your
like
puppy
put a tube in their mouth and then...
Had your puppy gotten any vaccinations from the vet?
Not on my accord, but I'm not. It should have been better diligence on my part from the breeder, because I know she took them in like they had little what do they call that? Just a skin rash pills. Anyway, he didn't need them very shortly. Once he was eating good food, he was clean. But they probably got shots when they went in. I just didn't have record.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Because he was looking so healthy. And I didn't intend to bring any more in the door, but now I'm curious too. What full rep of shots did they get early on? I actually don't know. Yeah.
I'm just curious because somebody mentioned it could be vax damage.
Right away once.
But I don't know if it's somebody mentioned it could be vax damage, but I don't know if it could be vax damage because if Ben had that problem, I'm pretty sure Ben is not vaccinating his dogs. Actually, Ben's on the line. Let me bring Ben on the line too. Hey, Ben.
Sure. I think this is what I mean. These health topics is great. What full rep of shots did they get early on?
Ben.
Hello?
Hey, Ben.
Okay, I'm super sorry to hear. I'm super sorry to hear about that. Your story, brother. That losing a puppy is the
namesake Dr. Barlando. Sorry, I have to announce the namesake. His name was Bar. It was perfect. He was a big guardian dog. Thank you, Barlando. So yeah, Bar. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, that's horrible. But parvo, I really wanted to call because, like, parvo is a very common thing, and it does. Like, I had a puppy. And we had a bunch of puppies, and we had 2 batches right back to back. And so the second batch, my dog got real sick, and so I had ended up, because she was just depleted, so I ended up giving her a bunch of organ meat, and then that batch of puppies got super aggressive. Anyways, one of them was really attackful of the other puppies, so that one was traveling with me. And I would let it out, and it would, in normal spots where other people would let their dogs out, and that one ate some poop, because that's what dogs do. They shit eat and that's just what dogs do. And they ended up getting parvo, and parvo is extraordinarily contagious. Like Karen said, this is part of the reason that I'm not necessarily on the whole, I'm a 50-50. I don't disagree with viruses. You can't find a farmer that will. There's 100 different instances where I bring an animal into my herd, and if that animal's sick, the rest of the herd's sick now. So
contagion. Contagion. Obviously, there's things we can trade. We can trade toxins. Right. Totally.
Right. Yeah. So there's contagion is somehow there. It brought it home to the other dogs. Now, what parvo does is they just start having diarrhea, and they literally shit themselves until the lining of their stomach is gone, and until they dehydrate and die, because eventually you don't have enough hydration. Your electrical signals won't carry anymore. So they're
shitting themselves. It won't come out. They're plugged. They're constipated.
You
mean
they're liquid? All their liquids coming out. Literally, their liquid just all dumps right into their poop.
Okay.
Yeah. So they lose all their liquid, and so typically then what a vet does is just put in an IV. But that isn't broke into hydrogen and oxygen yet, and you're dehydrated. You're not deoxygenated, you're dehydrated. And so what we did then, and we had one that usually that last day, the last couple days, they're super lethargic, they barely move. They're the one that's sitting right here that has been on, people have seen her on my show 100 times, Runa, she shit herself about 15 times one night, and she was going to die. There's no doubt. And I went and I got good bone broth that's got no salt, the low sodium bone broth, and I put the AquaCure directly into that, and I hydrogenated the bone broth, and we gave that to this puppy, and she went from being lethargic, almost dead, to 15 minutes later, she was up and playing. And we used that protocol on that puppy for the rest of the time, and we didn't lose any of those. But the ones that Chrissy took to South Dakota, 2 went to the vet, 1 got the IVs, the whole 9, and that puppy still died. And one was in the hospital for 6 weeks. Or 6 days, I mean.
How did you administer? Did you have a tube down the puppy's throat? Because he wouldn't.
No.
I was wondering, am I going to have to...
believe me, it was completely different. You give them that hydrogenated bone broth. I understand what you're saying. They don't want to eat. They don't want to take things in. Yeah. But as soon as we hydrogenated that bone broth, them puppies went gonzo over it like that.
Oh, they took it themselves.
Their body just opened right up, and they just, we didn't have to force it or anything. They took it themselves. Yeah. Them puppies never got, they were still... It took a couple days for the whole thing to clear their body, but they never got lethargic again, never had a problem again. The puppies
Would they take the bone broth before? Did you try the bone broth before you hydrogenated it?
I did not.
Okay.
As soon as I realized, when I stopped and I looked at what was going on with the puppies, and I realized, and when I stopped and looked at it and I realized what was going on, I said, I need to get them hydrogen, and I had actually gotten AquaCure from George Weissman, and so I was like, I think we need to give them the AquaCure, and we knew that they didn't want normal water, so we just went and got them. I went and got them bone broth, and I just tried that, and it worked fantastic.
Because I've had homemade bone broth that's been a part of his diet the whole time, and even that, just the coziest preparation, slightly warm and all, he wouldn't have it.
I think it was the hydrogenation that was. I think it was the hydrogenation that got them, because they didn't want other stuff either. And it's not until I hydrogenated some bone broth, I think their body, that puppy's body was like, oh yeah, I need that.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is too, because you know how it is when your body gets sick, and even if it's something you don't like or whatever, your body will be like, yes, give it to me. I need that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't find anything that his nose and, their powerful noses, nothing he was curious to, I kept his mouth wet with a wet rag so at least he was breathing moisture or something. Because, you're dehydrated, but how do we, without actually sticking a needle in your arm, what else do we do? Jeez.
Yeah,
well, and even with the aquacure, so here's the other neat thing. You breathe in the hydrogen also. So it's not just drinking it. Like George talks about, he actually ends up forgetting to drink water because he so regularly breathes on the aquacure. He's breathing in the hydrogen directly, and so it just keeps him plenty hydrated just off of that, and he forgets to drink water a lot of times. So at the very least, even if the puppy wasn't taking it orally, you could take there's a mask and you could put it over the puppy's face. And the basic idea is just to have enough hydration for a signal to carry.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah.
Which I know is too little too late now, but, it's...
And another strategy, but it only occurred to me afterwards, giving bad news to my brother, but I guess, if he was plugged up, puppy enema. It's a valid move, right?
Well, not in a parvo situation.
Yeah.
They get diarrhea to death, and so that's not. They aren't trying to
you're
pass something. I know that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing to pass. What I mean, whether you want to call it whatever you want to call it, parvo is. It's causing your water to dump into your system. Kind of similar to like if you take like Epsom salts. If you've ever taken Epsom salts, like if you're constipated and mixed up a glass of Epsom salts, the way it takes all your water from your system and pushes it and pulls it into your intestine, and all of a sudden you're shitting water for a day. Yeah, like they do that to you. And like I said, people don't realize water is not hydrogen. I mean, hydrogen is part of water, but when you drink water, like part of the reason that, say you get drunk one night, and you piss out all your water, because that's what happens when you drink alcohol. You start pissing out all your water. That's why the next morning you can't take in sunlight or anything else because you don't have any more water. And you drink a whole bunch of water, but then you just piss that right out, and you still aren't hydrated, and you could still be dehydrated because it's the hydrogen itself that your body is looking for. So inside your body, there's a basic system that's breaking water into its hydrogen and oxygen. It uses oxygen to oxygenate things, like we were talking about with the fire. Like Karen was talking about with the fires earlier, where oxygen actually doesn't burn. Oxygen's not ignitable. What oxygen does is carry away the carbon molecule, and then that allows the reaction to continue. The more that you get rid of the carbon molecules, the faster the reaction can happen. And so if you have something that just rips away all those carbons, the reaction will happen super fast. Well, now hydrogen, on the flip side, is is carrying your electrical signal and incorporating things into your body. So your body needs to split those into two components, and it does that through electrolysis. But you're at an already weakened system that your electrical signals aren't carrying worth of shit now anyways, because you got this whole problem. So what you need in your body is just the pure hydrogen.
I mean, along with a lot of other good stuff too. Salts.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Well, like the hydration is. It's so easy to drink 4 quarts of water and piss 4 quarts in a day, and you really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because your body wasn't able to break it down into its component pieces that fast.
Well, while you were speaking, my thoughts went to the pain thing, and you may have experience there, because I inspected around his hindquarters several times over the days, looking for, if this was tender, at least we know the location and things like that. But the pain, the way they deal with it is not like stepping on their foot or something and they squeal. Like, he didn't make a sound until, the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They were so quiet, just Space Cadet. really
That's
strange.
a
It's hard
thing.
to realize how he must have been in a lot of pain. Go ahead. Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing where like that deep internal pain is entirely different than like external pain. External pain actually is more sharp, like where you step on their foot, and it's supposed to be that way because, let's say I'm out and about and I even though I'm in sick or whatever, I bump up against something hot and it starts burning me. That needs to be an emergent thing I need to take care of immediately. So them external nerves like that, they're actually sharper in the way the pain is received. And animals just aren't complainers. Like animals are just incredibly tough. Humans, especially these days, are so sissified. Like you see animals do things to each other, and they just brush it right off like it's nothing. And things that happen to animals.
Wilderness logic. I think you don't really want to announce where you are if you're injured and bunker, or, laying low. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Hide in a hole and shut up.
Yeah, like,
you're
like
going to get found.
A prey animal, like a sheep or an alpaca, a prey animal, if they're laying down, they're basically dead already. Yeah, you're right about that, because they will stay up and looking healthy as long as they can, just so they don't look weak. And if once they lay down, they're basically dead.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And this, his would be, he was on the edge of like near wolf, if you will. The tangles are pretty big. Part of it is also maybe he was growing so fast. His paws were mega, and he's only 5 months old.
Yeah.
It's so funny in some parts. But you just wonder, I mean, I've built some big things, and if you're trying to go really fast, sometimes you get wrinkles in there, and that shouldn't be, and it's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's a far shot, but I did wonder, I'm kind of dismissing that it was because I couldn't find pain. I'm with you that internal stuff, there is no one spot. It's just rotting everywhere and it hurts.
So the big thing with parvo was they're a really weird smell. Like a distinct, the shit have like a distinct smell.
Something as foul as all get out, dude. Yeah, no, there is. Like I got to rinse the patio off. Oh my God.
You will never fucking forget it. That smell, whatever, our house smelled like that for months when we had the poor puppies with parvo. Like, you're
going to laugh. I thought it was this new arc welder I brought in. I was like, is there a dead rat in this old arc welder? Fucking hell. No, that was probably the first day he vomited in the porch. Was the same day I brought this arc welder into the porch. And I was going to find where the hell this, and it got worse. That was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, like you walk into a vet, like before the vet even sees the animal, the vet can smell parvo on you. And that's parvo, it's such a distinct
what's that smell
and
See, that makes me think it's
parvo.
That makes me think it's bacterial.
Right. I mean, this is what I mean. What smell is it? One would say sulfur if it was sulfur, but what is this smell, chemistry-wise? Mm-hmm. Does it have on the table of elements, what is that smell? I don't know. Maybe it's a dumb question.
No, it's an excellent question. It really is. I would also like to know. I don't know what that smell is either.
Oh yeah, not to put you on the spot like you should know. What is that?
You'll never forget it. I don't know exactly what the chemical composition is, but you smell it one time, the rest of your fucking life. You're like, oh, that's parvo.
Yeah, stomach bile and stuff is wretched too. Half this stuff I was like, of course it's slimy and green and smells like hell. Like, so at least he's vomiting.
Yeah.
These were good signs. When he was dry heaving and heavy breathing and stuff, it was more like the physical obstruction was where my head was. How do we get this thing out? You need more massage or what? But I don't think that helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. They're really, outside of the AquaCure, even taking them to the vet, they're almost, parvo is basically a death sentence to a puppy.
How long have they been saying parvo? How many years has parvo been a thing?
I mean, since I was a kid, and I'm, pushing 50, so, I mean, it was a very common thing, a well-known common thing when I was a kid. And then also, and this does go toward what Karen's saying, of it not being viral, Because virus, according to the standard definition, a virus needs some type of a host to stay alive. Now, inside of feces, you can imagine, feces, especially dog feces, has a lot of oil, has quite a bit of heat, so it's going to mimic the body conditions for a good duration. But with parvo, they state that basically a property that's had parvo, if you have puppies a year later, they're going to get parvo. Like, that's just on your fucking property now. And that does not fit the definition of virus at all, where a virus would need a regular host throughout that duration in order to stay alive. Like, we know that even on bigger virus, because for me, a virus, all that is a parasite of a microscopic level. Mm-hmm. And as above, so below, things work the same on all levels. Now, we know that we take like lice or fleas or some other parasite of that nature. We take them away from We take them away from a host. Sorry, we take them away from a host.
No, they just want to put their 2 cents.
Yeah, they got to get their piece in. In fact, that was one of the parvo dogs. That had parvo. So with lice or something like that, say your kids pick up lice in school, you go and you put all their stuff in a black plastic bag, and you stick it out in your garage for a month, and then without a host, these things will die. So with parvo, again, they say that parvo, once it's on your property, that basically that's just a thing that's going to keep happening with your puppies for up to a year or better.
The cats or cattle or goats, do they get it, or is it the cats or cattle or goats get it, or is it just dogs?
No, it's a dog thing, and it's specifically a puppy thing. Like older dogs, I think it's your dog. The saddest part about this is your puppy was almost past parvo. Like another 3-4 months old. When they start getting in between 8 months to a year, parvo doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, part of that, I have to leave some of my vote in, like, they're growing so fast. Sometimes things just go AWOL. I don't know what else to call it. But, all the other things, valid things, too, but...
It's probably just, like, people, too, when dogs are young, not everything is fully developed until they're a certain age. Anytime you're dealing with, like, a juvenile or an adolescent of any living thing, it's not fully developed. It doesn't have all of its stuff in place yet. And so it's going to be more susceptible to whatever outside stuff.
Ben, you made good advice here, because I didn't have time to. He got cooked meat from my work, in the kitchen, but there was plenty of raw meat that he seemed to be fine with. Is too much raw meat with a puppy possibly a bit risky?
Not really, because dogs have an extremely short digestive system, not as short as like a cat. Cats actually have to have that raw meat or else they start getting sick. This is part of why you see some problems with like house cats. Cats have to have actual raw meat because they're a true carnivore, where a dog is carnivore omnivore, like they're more scavenger on the scavenger end. So literally a dog can eat meat, shit it out, eat it again, like eat the neighbor's poop too because he ate some meat. You got to check that out and see how that went out. Like their systems are freaking crazy strong. It's this is.
I mean, he may have eaten the cat shit. On that note, by the way, there's a cat. There isn't another dog he may have eaten from, but there's a cat he could have eaten shit of, I guess.
Yeah, you got to watch out for dogs eating cat shit from the cat litter box too. That'll shut down their liver.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a
cat litter. It's the cat litter. It's the cat litter that's the problem, not the cat crap. Dogs are actually, if you look at the times when we lived like out on the prairies, what a dog's job was back when we didn't all have fire, flame, gas fire and things like that. the animals would actually live in the house with the people. You just have a little wall separator, and then you kept warm and the animals kept warm. But your house smelled like shit, so you kept a dog around your house, and the dog would run around and slurp up all the poop. So now your house isn't all poopy. So that really was their entire job in the human world, was to eat the poop around the house, and they still do that. They like it.
That's part of where I was letting him pass. Until last night, it was just like cruising, like, dude, you eat anything and you're having your first hard time. Like, that was really, until there was a red stool, it was like, oh, you're just, puppy. Yeah, sometimes it's hard. But, nah, dude, something else. It wasn't, he didn't have a wedding ring stuck in his intestine or something. Something else.
No, I'm super sorry for you, brother, and I didn't mean to take over your show, Karen.
Not at all, dude. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I'm super sorry. I love pit bulls, too. I actually have 5 pit bulls, so that's just a horrible...
Have you ever mixed one with a Kangal? I think it was a good... God, it was a beautiful dog. Kangal mixed with pit bull. It was an accident on their part. I guess their Kangal got fixed, but was still potent for a couple weeks. So suddenly they had 8 50-50 pit Kangal, and the Kangal was like a butler, like an English butler. He just answered the door so politely. So I suddenly was into this security dog. Anyway, carpenter, lumberjack sort of thing. It's helpful to have a dog just being a watch out. It really is.
Yeah, there's still semen in the prostate, where it really goes down to cook.
All right, one more thing, you guys.
The breeding.
I gotta start winding. I'm gonna start winding it down. That's okay. I got one more caller.
What do you need?
And then I'm gonna start winding it down, y'all.
Thank you.
Love you, Karen.
Love you too. Thanks for calling and telling us about Parvo.
It was nice meeting you, brother.
Yeah, man. And if I probably have a truck like yours, if you need to talk old Ford. Carry on.
All right, thanks for calling.
I'm not kidding. I've never had a chance to say so. Thanks. Thank you both.
All right. All righty. Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi, Karen B. How are you this morning? This is Jeff.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm just fine. Yes, it's 9/11. And last night I finished playing poker, my regular Sunday night game. I won, God bless me. And after the event, we were outside in front of the bar, of all places. And I had spoken to you a couple of weeks ago about this, but I'm on a mission to help people understand that the Christian religion is totally a farce with all the hell doctrine, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so I had a chance to talk to them for about 10 minutes. They let me. 7 people outside in front of a bar, 3 of them drunk. But anyway, I got in my car then. Now, after midnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to these conservative talk show hosts on AM, these pieces of crap who won't investigate and tell the truth about anything that's relevant. All they'll do is say, I'm conservative and I support Trump, but they won't talk about anything that's true. For example, they're already beating the drum, giving all the praise to the responders and all those poor people that were so valiant when the Twin Towers came down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there now, us that know what happened with the Twin Towers, as far as it wasn't some guys operating a laptop out of a cave in Afghanistan somewhere. It's so ridiculous, right? Their story and the planes flying into it. But sure enough, conservative talk is going to brand that into the minds of the American listeners again on 9/11, do all the obfuscation, all the praising towards it. They won't tell the truth about nothing in the Christian world. They wouldn't tell the truth about the Federal Reserve Bank and its obfuscation of our money and stealing of our money. They won't tell the truth about JFK, even though everybody in the freaking world knows, and they still won't in the Christian colleges, whatever. The most onerously damaging group in America, without any question, is the religious community of Christianity. I just thought I'd call and tell you that on September 11th, because they're not going to put forward any message that says, yeah, let's make the American people aware of what really happened on 9/11 with a proper investigation,
right,
a proper hearing, instead of that stupid, whatever they called it, Warren Commission report. No, That was something different. What did they call 9/11 report? They called it, or some stupid rag book.
You mean the one by NIST?
But anyway, I just wanted to vent.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, I don't know. Any comments on my venting?
No, I mean, I agree. I think that more and more of these, I mean, if you're Christians, well, I just don't, I don't believe the Christian church is really, on the up and up. Any organized church, I'm just not into organized religion at all, because I feel like they don't really have the interest of the people at heart. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I'm at with that.
Karen B. The most important thing to any Christian group is its own sustenance, just like in government. The most important thing to the bureaucrats is to keep this show going. We get paid off the show.
Right.
Most important thing in the religious world, I don't care if it's Catholic, Lutheran, Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, you name it, it doesn't matter. Once you're in that organization, the whole point is to keep it going. We got to vote on Sunday for the new budget. Same old crap.
Yeah.
They don't care about truth, Karen B. They don't care about truth. So, then most people that's going to listen to Karen B and your people and all what you're up to are not, faithful churchgoers and listening to Karen B. No, we don't even have that audience. Most everybody listening to you is way differently disposed, and God bless them for it, because that is just a train wreck situation, those people. Anyway.
Yeah.
Today's 9/11, so I don't know exactly what we should do except beat the drum that says, yeah, let's have a proper investigation. That ain't going to happen in a million years.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice.
Yeah. I just say never forget the government lies.
There you go. Yeah, never forget there you go. Never forget the government lies. That's a very, very good. I still remember the day I was sitting right in my living room, 9/11. I was in Medelia, Minnesota at the time, pastoring a small Baptist church. I was still in that confusion, by the way, way back then. Then 2 years later, I was out of that church and I was at a new place, but I was in this other church. But I never forget watching Loose Change on a local television network, and how those boys got that Loose Change to be aired to the general public that early. I don't know, but God bless them. I watched that Loose Change and said, holy crap. Did they freaking pull one over on me? Because I believed it all. They came in right with the lie right away. As soon as it happened, the story was put into mine, and they just set it up perfect. Now that I see what they did, I mean, they're just beautiful. And George, I'll never forget that smiley little smirky face when he's sitting in front of the kids there, and then they come in and whisper in his ear, and he just kind of looks and smirks, and then he stays in there for another 5 minutes. When our country supposedly just got attacked, and he's smirking it with a bunch of little kindergarten kids. Oh my God! If I could get in front of George Bush today, the first thing I'd do is just knock him flat on his ass. Absolutely, I don't care what they did. They could bring me to jail immediately. I'd put that son of a bitch right on his ass. Just thought I'd say.
Right on. All right.
I got people in the little Baptist church that I attended in Houston that are personal friends with the Bushes, and he was the leader of my Sunday school. And I walked up to him one day and I said, "You're a personal friend with that piece of shit?" And you don't use the word shit in the Baptist church. And it ended pretty quick. But I mean, I tell you what, that deceived world of conservative Baptists, especially in Texas, oh my God, what a bunch of absolute walking morons. Walking freaking morons, one after another in the churches. And there's 1,000, I don't care, Southern Baptists, Independent Baptists, walking flipping morons. They don't care no more about truth. Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life." And they think they care about truth? They won't even look into 9/11, for crying out loud. What, 3,000 people lost their lives, and they won't even look into it. The Federal Reserve has been stealing money from the American people, creating money out of nothing. How did they pull that off? They pulled that off so they have unending. Howard Zinn is an absolute hero, if you know Howard Zinn. He's an absolute hero to expose how wicked government has been for all these flipping years and how many lies are in the textbooks. And these Baptists and the Lutherans, and they have their little services. They don't give a flying rip about truth at all. As long as somebody puts something in the plate so they can keep their little story going and whatever, they don't care nothing about truth. Doesn't sound like I'm very concerned about this, does it?
No.
No, but Karen B., the good news is we win. And what I mean by that, people win. God's going to win for the people. These evil men and seducers are going to be put down in due time, and in the resurrection it'll be by a separate subject. But they're not going to win. None of this crap wins. They're all losers. They're losers.
I agree.
That's what they are. Losers.
Yes. Yep.
I want to go to Vegas. So.
Sweet. We'll go to Vegas.
I might see you in Vegas.
All right, that would be awesome.
It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get somebody to agree to let Jeff have a session where he just preaches the truth and smacks down all the religion people. Just smacks religion down. No, I don't do this. I'm just kidding. I was just there to visit in the lobby with everybody.
Yeah.
But I also will get a lanyard because I'll join up. Remember that discussion we had that night?
Oh yeah.
The one guy was talking about how no, we won't talk. Yeah, no. If you're coming, man. You got to get in there, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for having your program. What time do you wind down?
Usually between 12:30 and now, depending on how things go. So I'm probably gonna end the show right now.
Well, on that note, having spoken to, you can call me Deep Blue, right? That's my code name, Deep Blue.
All right, Deep Blue.
Yeah, Deep Blue. Call me Deep Blue. All right. Okay, thank you, darling. I appreciate it. I'm an old man, too, by the way. So when I call you darling and stuff like that, it's because I'm old.
It's all right. That's cool. I'm not offended.
All righty.
All right.
Good night or goodbye.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. That was a lively last call, wasn't it? All right. I'm going to close my phones, and I'm going to start winding down the show now. Somebody said, I saw Annie D. What did it say? Bin Laden was a dude named Joe or something, made-up character. Tim Osman. They supposedly his name was Tim Osman. That's why some of the trolls used Tim Osman as a name. I'm guessing that's why they used it, but allegedly, the rumor is that he's really a CIA asset named Tim Osman. I don't know. He's a character on the stage, a puppet who served his purpose. Deep brown. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Coffee Talk. I always appreciate you guys here hanging out with me, and I hope to see you all in Las Vegas in October for Flattoberfest 2023, our big, major, international flat earth blowout. Okay? It's going to be a fantastic time. It's going to be the best time of the year. It is always the best way to close out the year, in my opinion. And then I just hide out until the next year after Flattoberfest. All right, you guys. I guess that's it. I will be back tomorrow evening with Mark Sargent for another episode of Strange World. And then, of course, Thursdays, Globebuster Tech on the Globebusters channel, and Saturday for Anti-Religious Scripture Study. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. See you later. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can send it to P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. There are also links below for Flat Earth merch, and you can send me donations. And I do appreciate all the support. Sincerely, thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about upcoming Flattoberfest and Flat Earth-friendly local meetups. If you are organizing a local Flat Earth meetup, email me at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com with your meetup information to have it listed on the website for free. For everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for being